Ah!
Ah.
Ah!
Hey everybody, welcome.
Ah!
Welcome to Go to the Phoenix, everybody. I'm Fettuccini, your resident storyteller and host for tonight's bullshit. I'm gonna get off this dumb fucking intro. Welcome to another exciting episode of Vampire Shadows Embrace, a VTM 5th edition chronicle set in the lovely fictional city of Ambervale. Because why not? And yeah. So, real quick, why don't we go around and introduce ourselves and who we play? Jesse, you want to start us off?
Sure, I'll start us off.
Sick.
Okay, my name is Jesse, and I play a character called Khalees. He is the Banu Hakim of the group, and he is totally ready to see how this shit is gonna go down because he is definitely pro rising above the ranks. However you do that. However people choose to do that is of their own business, but I support you nonetheless.
All right. Nate.
Hi, I'm Nathan, GNA3000 on Twitter. I will be playing Matt, the gangrel, and he's here tonight to eat someone.
Matt came hungry.
Matt rolls up hungry today.
hungry.
Coming for a snack. All right.
You can have a primogen as a treat.
They really are.
Shane.
They really are treats.
Hi, I'm Shane, also known as Marine of 1 or Marine of 11, if you want to go to that horrible place called Twitter.
Okay.
I will hate Twitter until the day I'm able to get the that I want.
Until I get my app, I'm going to shit all over Twitter.
Wage war against Twitter.
I am playing a Tremere named Randuin, and they're just kind of here right now, trying to
They're
figure
vibing.
things out. Yeah,
They're
they're
vibing.
vibing.
All right. Cool. Julian.
Hi, I am Julian, otherwise known as the Jackal of Jekyll and Hare. I will be playing Mikhail, who is our resident thin blood, and I also feel like he is in the vibe train with Randuin. gonna let mommy and daddy handle the whole diablerie thing, dealing with the primogen and that stuff.
I am curious as who's who in that dynamic. But
Well, obviously Matt's mommy.
I was gonna say they clearly switch.
That's very true, honestly.
Also, it's 2020X. We don't have to. It's 2010X. We don't have to deal with regular heteronormative standards.
Mm-hmm.
look. And last but certainly not least, before we get off this train, Caleb.
Hi, my name is Caleb Wade of Crendimented and Crendimented Presents and Guild with Phoenix. Haven't done that in a while. I'll be playing River Marlowe, our resident Toreador.
Heck yeah. All right. Last time we left off, we had a pretty fun-ish evening talking about life and stuff, getting our haven set up, our new haven, as our last one kind of unceremoniously burnt down. R.I.P. the asylum. So, but
Peaches.
It didn't just burn down; it exploded.
In the
part of it did.
of the vampire.
So we're nervous.
In the arms of the Inquisition?
I fucking hope not.
Can we call this session March of the Hemogoblins?
I mean, I already know the name of the session, and that is Royal Rumble. But
Oh, that makes more sense. But I
Well,
like
Rumble.
calling us Hemogoblins.
Is it bad that the Mortal Kombat music just started playing in my head?
I don't know. Darude Sandstorm played for me.
But after finding out or furnishing their new haven, the coterie set their sights on a little bit of interaction, some scenes they had with various individuals, and more players entered the game on the Ambervale chessboard. With that came a friendly and familiar face, maybe not for the most positive of reasons, but a Ventru known as
Theodore.
Theodore. Yeah, I know it began with a T, but I was completely blanked on the rest of that word, that name. But
Gee.
Oh,
Theodore, a Ventru who is a little
never
bit
forgot.
blood
Ben
bloodbound,
Shapiro.
Oh.
to his primogen. Came to bring an offering and a game of sorts. Not a positive game, but more like a fight to the death, and whoever wins gets to have the primogen type thing.
You know, as a treat.
Yeah.
Whoever
Yeah.
wins gets the blood snack.
Can we just say how painfully Venture that is?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did.
We all did.
We did.
We did.
We all said that, and
We were like, for real?
but what if like somebody doesn't want to like, diabolize the primogen?
Who
And you're all
wants to
fucked.
be a total loser?
But
Matt does.
Hey.
Not a loser.
so, more preparations were made over the next few nights. You guys set a time and a place. I believe.
It was a park.
Yeah, a park. On mostly neutral ground, at least for purposes of this combat. As you guys are doing that, I have a quick scene with Randuin, as you were gone last week. Last time we played, 2 weeks ago.
Welcome back, Shane.
Heyo!
Bow.
Beep, 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 beep. Last time we saw you, you were making plans. And as we dove into last week's session, you were whisked off by a Tremere after the Tremere finished helping River with some of the preparations for the Haven. Whisked away is a pretty rough term. So we're going to come into this scene this evening with River. You are finishing up with one of your Tremere contacts in Ambervale, a Camarilla by association, but not really holding any place of power by choice. This individual is tall, just a little shorter than Mikhail. Thin.
Blood?
Huh?
You said thin, so I assumed blood.
No,
Finn Tremere.
No.
it's a thin Tremere. Not quite thin.
Also, why does it track that River associates with trees?
Because River does. And as I am warming up, because even though it is cold up here, I am sweating. Hi. You are
The ring light is providing much of my warmth in the room.
God, I wish. I wish these things were warmer. But you finish up with this tall, thin Tremere who has, let's say, nice neon purple hair.
Love that. Love that.
That goes to about their mid back. It's tied back in a ponytail for right now. And as you're wrapping up your preparations with them, they kind of turn and go, "Hey, River, you wouldn't happen to know where your resident magician is?"
One sec. Randuin.
Yo,
Ah,
There he is.
hi. Pleasure to meet you. I'm
hi.
Celeste.
Celeste. Perfect. I'm Celeste. I'm also a Tremere. I heard you were new in our realm.
Yeah, I was kind of like embraced and then like pawned off on like a friend who owed a favor, and then they fled the country. So I can know kind of nothing. Kind of figuring stuff out.
Was it Adam? It sounds like something Adam would do.
Adam?
Okay, not Adam then. Okay, that's fine. We'll work with this. Do you mind if I borrow him for an undetermined amount of time?
Wait,
free.
undetermined? What? What?
Thank you.
She wants to adopt him. Please save Matt the trouble.
Is
One-
Matt
one-
there?
One second.
Do you know what, Matt? If you want to be there, you. No, actually, I think you're moving.
Yeah.
Because you were checking up with people, if I remember correctly, as part of your
I
week.
Was
believe
that?
so, yeah.
Yeah, you spent part of your week checking up
Yeah.
on your your friends at the homeless shelter, and you spend a couple other things, right? If I recall correctly, during that week.
I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mommy's busy doing errands, okay?
So I would say,
Before you do, Celeste,
yeah.
River is gonna walk over to Randuin and kind of like,
Oh no.
And Randall was like,
stand.
wait, what?
Yeah.
so I know this may seem strange. Celeste is not going to steal you away for an indefinite amount of time, just enough to give you enough information about the ropes of being a Tremere and whatnot. They're good people.
But they said an indefinite amount of time, and like, aren't I kind of like needed here kind of soon? I don't know. I'm a little
Words mean
concerned.
things, River.
Yeah, like I understand your sentiment. I know it won't be forever, but like, what if it's too long? Like, I'm all for learning things, but like, what if something happens
Well-
and y'all need me?
Well, if they don't return you soon, I'll have their head.
Like, don't you think that's a little much? Well, okay, whatever. Sure. Okay.
You're the one worried.
You're right. I am, but like, that's a little drastic. All right.
Have
well,
fun on your field trip. And River just claps Randall on the shoulder and gives a thumbs up to Celeste and walks away.
Hey,
Okay. Well, I guess this is happening.
So we're good?
Um,
Awesome. Thank you. Cool. All right. Well, here. She kind of, or I think it's they kind of point out to a decent, but not extravagant, like sedan. Like a nice, a nice Honda type thing. Late model, but nothing too flashy.
Honda
That a
Civic.
Supra? Sorry.
And as the Honda pulls out, I believe, Matt, you own a car, right?
Unfortunately.
Your car pulls back in from your outings, and River, you see Matt's car pull back in as another one pulls out. And Matt, as you step out, you see River kind of standing in one of the two entryways that is currently being under construction.
Why did I just see Randy mouthing "help me" out of the passenger window of a car?
You know my friend Celeste?
Yeah.
They're going to train Randuin in a few things.
Oh, Randy's got a girlfriend.
Partner, and no.
Oh, my bad.
How's your trip?
Well, I was talking to traumatized veterans in a homeless shelter, so better than being trapped in a room.
Normal Tuesday?
No, normal Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah.
As you're driving to wherever Celeste is taking you, they're talking nonstop, basically about,
oh my god.
Yeah.
And-
kind of more or
Also-
less. They just kind of like.
Also,
so-
you can't be immune to fire because you can only do that 10 times. Make sure that the best 10 times you can't use your toes. I tried.
You grow those fingertips back.
I had this friend on radio that tried it. She died.
After the 10th one, just goners, you know? You can't use your toes.
Just
so-
goners. Just goners.
So basically, you're Randuin. Randy? Randuin? Do you have preference? I don't want to, mislabel you.
You can just call me Randy. I don't mind.
All right, Randy. All right, perfect. Pleasure to meet you. I know you've already met, and I'm Celeste. But welcome to the Tremere Way of Life. It's a little bit wild, a little bit hectic, and a little bit awesome.
Are we sure she's not a Malkavian?
I would die. I would die for them. I would die for
Or them.
Celeste.
I would die for
So,
Celeste, too.
I get often mistaken for a Malkavian. Not a truth. And I know a few people.
That's not my truth.
Okay, Celeste.
Okay, sister.
I want Jesse to play them forever.
So,
You're just
I get
playing
what you're
Natalie
saying.
again.
love the energy, but I have no idea what we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes.
That's fine. Really, I mean, honestly, as long as you know that you're a Tremere and that we're going to go do Tremere things, then we're good. Really, the rest of that's just filler. So,
Okay.
how long have you been turned?
I think it's gonna be 3 weeks pretty soon.
3 weeks. Awesome. Good. You made it longer than some, so that's always a plus. Welcome to the land of the unliving.
Some people don't make it 3 weeks.
Yes, you'd be surprised the number of people that don't make it a day. It's a very real statistic, and it's awful. But yeah, so yeah, you know, you made it this far. Good job. Congratulations. Now let's hope that you can make it twice as far. And if we get that far, then you'll probably be fine for as long as you don't piss somebody off.
Oh, so like 6 weeks is the cutoff. Like after that, you're probably okay.
It's how long most of the cases are for, like, when it comes to just being a kindred. You know, that's roughly what I've seen. I've not done a ton of research, just some statistical analysis, but that's beside the point. We're learning about the fun stuff where we use our blood to make fancy things happen.
Yep.
So, yeah. And you notice as she's doing this, like, the speed is slowly increasing in this car.
Yeah.
And you guys aren't really on, like, a highway or anything.
Oh, you mean the actual speed of the car, not
Yes.
the speed of them talking?
No, the speed of the car.
Oh, as she talks faster, the car is going faster.
Makes sense.
So, can we establish that Celeste's pronouns are she, them?
Yes, I think that makes the most sense.
Okay.
This is nay.
Fancy things, like tea parties.
So after a while, she eventually does slow down and
Fancy
pull in.
things like tea parties, like, you know, blood shapes, exsanguinating your foes. That's really cool. I'll teach you about that in like
The
5 minutes.
fanciest.
The fanciest thing. She pulls into a parking lot for a small little, like, it's in Camarilla territory, or Camarilla, whatever you want to call it. You know, depending on your tax bracket, as they say. So there's just this single building that has a symbol. What's the best word for it? An astrological symbol over the doorframe. There's no name, no other title.
Would I recognize this, given my background?
Oh, you can totally make for me a roll of.
Be a cult. Please be a cult. Please be a cult.
I'm trying to figure out what else besides a cult. Of course, it's going to be a cult. It's astrology.
Okay.
It's.
The one thing I'm amazing
Probably
at.
just intelligence occult.
Yeah, I think intelligence occult makes the most sense.
Oh, that's 8 dice. I like rolling this many dice. One of them is hunger. By the way, do I need to make a rouse check?
Not yet. We'll do that in a minute here. Because I'll be asking a rouse check from everyone.
I got 4 6s.
4 6s, which is 4 successes, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so,
Yep.
right?
You roll in d10s, right?
Yeah, because it's 6 to 10.
Yep. 6 to 10.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
10 is a crit.
Well, 6 to 9.
All the ones that were above 4 were 6s. So
Nice. Cool. In that case, yes, you would recognize this. I'm mostly making up this character on the spot, so I apologize for.
you
being
could
a
just
little-
put the picture in our little thing
Oh,
here. I'll
man.
probably
Well, I also need
hopefully
to
understand it.
explain it to other people.
True.
It is the astrological sign for the North Node.
Okay.
It is some weird shit. Hold on.
Can we see a picture?
Yeah, I will show you a picture. It may not be fully accurate. If that's the case, I may have gotten this wrong, and I apologize. Let's see.
Oh, gotcha.
Wait, where are you seeing it? I'm not seeing it.
Hold on. Yeah, no, it's a part of us.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, I'll post it in the chat. It is a pretty simple. Oh my gosh, did that come out of? Cool. That came out of my speakers. Thank you, snip thing, for making a noise.
Snipping tool makes a noise now?
It makes a Windows sound noise, so if your Windows
We
sounds
didn't.
muted.
I didn't hear it.
That's good. I'm glad nobody else heard it, and it's just me in my head. Hi.
I think we need to have a hard conversation after this.
About?
We're worried about you, fam.
Don't worry.
I need to ask Celeste. See, I know that Randwin would never do this because they're not knowledgeable enough on the subject, but Celeste should like totally do an Indiegogo campaign sometime.
We should.
They've got the energy for it. Like, and we
Hi.
crushed our goal.
Hi,
That's insane.
Hi, my name is Celeste. She, them. I'm going to defund cafe astrology.
There you go. That is the symbol.
Okay. Okay.
That's just a piercing.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just piercing, but it's also considered the
like
North Node. They're not mutually exclusive.
It's like two.
Nothing. Yeah, it's just like a
Like the Leo symbol, but not really.
Yeah, it's like the Leo symbol, but off, and they centered it. So, yeah, but there's that. It is on top of the door, and she kind of goes, "Just come in," and they gesture. They kind of.
Can I do that, but also use sense the unseen and see if there's anything fucky going on?
By all means, roll me wits and aspects.
All right. Oh, down the wrong window. Wits.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say something fucky is always happening.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I want to see it. Okay, I got 2 8s and a 6, so that's 3 successes.
3 successes, awesome. There is, as far as you can tell, outside of a bunch of supernatural energies coming off of a lot of objects in the shop, which may or may not have various reasons and uses that Celeste may or may not make known to you. There's no exact like entities following after you or waiting inside.
That's cool. That's all I wanted to make sure about.
The place
energy
is
kinda rad, though.
radiating with energy of all sorts, but none of it is an actual being that may or may not hurt you.
So it makes sense why this person's so energetic.
Eventually. So, they go, well, welcome to the North Node. It's kind of, yeah, whatever. I'm still working on the title. But, you know, that symbol is apparently a thing that people love, so we got it. And we're going with it. A little new here, but not super new. Right, you need to learn how to be a Tremere, correct?
I mean, yeah, that's the shortened version of it, yeah. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing, but not, like, know what I'm doing, you know what I mean?
Then
Like, I'm figuring it out.
as they walk through this, it's full of weird odds and ends. You know, it's very much the store that is designed and wanting to be a little eccentric and trying to like appeal to people that are eccentric over just straight magical items.
So it's literally, like, made for Randuin.
It's very up your alley. It's like everything you ever wanted in a store and more. And a bunch of stuff that you don't really actually think you'd ever use, but you know that people who like this kind of stuff might want. It's a weird dichotomy.
I mean, if it's anything occult, Randuin's at least slightly interested.
A lot of it's like occult, and then there's like occult adjacent into the world of like fashion and design and weird other things that just aren't particularly interesting to you, but could be to people that like this sphere of stuff.
Like, this astrological tool also makes a great handbag.
Yeah. So
Put it on your wall.
There's this, you can get an AirPod container stamped with the symbol of your clan.
but they lead you into a back room, and there is a big shift in dynamics, as this is not a storefront part, and it is definitely obviously a place that they specifically use for their Tremere magics of sorts. You do note that the door is pretty thick, so they close it behind you as you enter. They go, right, now to the fun part. Here, come here. And I think the scene kind of fades out as they start showing you a book that they open up and point out intricacies of the rituals that you know as a player and character mechanically.
Okay.
And it fades back in, I think, on them being like, okay, cool. Do you got all that?
Yeah, sure. Can I borrow this?
No, I need that. You can't borrow that.
Okay.
We can try to find you one, or we can make you a copy in some point. I can work on that. That might take some time, though, and I don't know that all of it will copy because
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
sure all of it's...
if it's not too much of an issue, but if it is, then don't worry about it too much.
Well, I do have some rituals to perform for some of the Camarilla people. They want things, and I live in their territory, so.
Oh, so you're not like with the Camarilla, you're just kind of like around here?
I'm not hated by them, so I get the pass.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was possible to not be part of the Camarilla.
Oh,
Unless you
not...
were like an enemy of them, you know.
Well, yeah, that's how they want to play it off, because they either like you're either with us or against us mentality. But, you know, if you do enough favors for them to make them less inclined to kill you on sight, and they let you stay there and have a space and stuff like that, they kind of assume that you're with them, whether or not you're actually with them. So,
as long as you don't correct them.
Yeah, and as long as you don't say anything that's wrong and go out of your way to make their lives miserable.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Nothing's ever like
This is
truly
exactly how
black or
police
white.
is.
Yeah.
I bet they've probably met at some point, and they probably share these values. So, but yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people that aren't Camarilla in this city. We have a whole half of it that's Anarch.
Well, yeah, but I meant like in the part of the city that's like, oh, this is our turf or whatever, you know.
That's you'll find that wherever you go is our turf, whether it be the Camarilla and the Prince and their many people that they employ, or you know your barons over in the Anarch side of things. They're great. They're all fantastic, and they all have their own problems. So, but
okay.
Well, it was great getting to know you, Randy. I hope we run into each other in the future. I will drop you back off with your lovely coterie over there. Make sure to tell, River and Matt that I say hi, and tell Khalees that we need to get in touch again, because I might need some blood of a certain resonance. I'll have to see. I'm trying something a little new.
Just to make sure, because I've had so much information shoved into my brain.
Yes.
Celeste, right?
Yes.
Cool.
You did get that right.
That's it? That was it?
Yes. So, and now we fast forward the 3 days, I believe is how many? 3 nights, as it were.
3 nights. And just to confirm, at current, Randy cannot blood bond because of the Tremere thing.
Yes, he cannot blood bond, period.
So,
No blood bonding. And the blood bonds that people try to put on me are significantly harder to do so.
And Mikhail can't blood bond, so it has to be a choice between River and Matt.
Yes.
I mean,
So
you,
I just
right?
wanted to make sure that we
or you technically, but
I think Theodore would know that there is the risk of diablerie.
Yeah, that's true.
With the Banu Hakim compulsion.
Yeah.
See, but that would be so much funnier if they just forced Theo to do that. Sorry.
We're trying to get Theodore to be on our side, not like...
That would also put Khalees at risk of making their generation farther away from Cain.
Yeah.
So I don't think Khalees
right.
would put himself in that kind of position.
Yeah, it's about going up, not going down.
True, makes sense.
So I don't know who's going to be doing it, but...
I would say whoever wants to may make me a check on how successful that goes.
Or are we just doing that off screen?
Yep. That is going to be something
do we need to make...
How?
Does that mean now it's time for rouse
well,
checks?
Not yet. We'll get to that in a second.
You're so excited
will-
to fucking rouse.
All right.
No, I just don't want to forget to do it.
We'll
Right.
get to it.
Matt, how do you want to handle this?
I'll do it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You don't have to.
I said I'll do it.
Hmm.
All
I
right.
already have one dog. What's another? So what do I have to roll here?
Roll for me 3 rouse checks.
So just 3 hunger dice?
Yep. 3 hunger dice, each counted technically individually.
We have 2 successes and 1 critical failure.
1 bestial failure. Rouse checks do not prompt the beast outside of making it hungrier, however. So, you were able to mostly maintain your vitae in the effort to get Theodore bloodbound to you instead of the Primogen. I think, however, for the most part, it is overall a success. and he will listen to what you command him to do with a moderate amount of wanting to fulfill it. He may try to resist, and he might be successful, but he is no longer bloodbound to the Primogen.
All right.
Cool.
And since Primogen is probably busy, he's probably not going to notice, and it'll be too late. Ha 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 ha.
Probably not the first thing on his mind. So, you guys have the time and date set in the evening, 3 nights later. This fight, I think, will overall be mostly one-sided. However, I would like all of you to pick one skill that you think your character would use during the middle of this, and a rouse check from each of you, as this is a bit of a combat.
Okay. Okay. Did you see my ward donut?
Your what?
My ward donut.
Oh, I remember this.
The war donut that Khalees and Mikhail were gonna do.
Did I see that word? I mean...
It's a while ago. It was a while ago, but it was basically Khalees, Mikhail were going to... I taught Mikhail word circle against ghouls.
Right, that's right, yes.
And so we're going to do a circle in which the melee fighters are fighting the kindred, and no ghouls can go into that circle. And then we're going to set up a separate circle that's farther out, and the ghouls are stuck in that inner circle just pacing around because they can't do shit.
Okay.
Donut.
The word
Word
circle. Donut. That's right. Okay, I'm remembering this now.
That way the ghouls cannot participate in the fight.
Question: How
And
long does
we
it take
don't-
to create a warding circle?
Like an hour?
A bit of time, yes, but if we set down the grounds for everything beforehand,
Then how can they get in the circle?
No, so
no, that's why it's a donut.
Hold on.
Oh.
Donut.
then we
Wait,
got the
so
art-
it's a one-sided ward?
No. So there's an outer ring, right? The outer ring
Yeah.
is not finished. Inner ring. The inner ring becomes finished. They get stuck in there. Then the outer ring is finished.
Oh, you're making like 90% of it and then not
Yes.
finishing it. Okay.
Yeah, so
and then we
Mikhail,
just like a
Mikhail
corral.
would finish that last bit.
So you're literally corralling them.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be like,
Sad. Jesse's an art teacher.
and then right here,
Are you gonna draw a Matt with a crown on his head?
here's the boys, our side, and we're
Boys with an eye to represent
Today
gender
on
neutrality.
Arts and Crafts with Please.
Somebody clip this. Please,
Somebody
somebody
clip
clip
it.
it.
and then
Okay.
and then Mikhail and
Somebody
and
clip the
Randy
danger donut.
are probably gonna be right over here, and they're gonna be like, man, we sure are safe. They're also happy.
Oh, we're happy. I like that.
That's good.
So
For once.
I like this
uh,
For once, yeah.
So a
That's-
rouse
that's
check
the
and
word.
so a rouse check and a skill.
Yes, and a skill. So, like,
I would like to choose my skill as melee with the blade specialty.
sure. Strength and melee, I assume. Or
Okay, so I'm gonna rouse.
Dex and melee.
I failed my rouse check, so I just get hungrier.
you do get hungrier.
I got hungrier. I'm back
Rouse check
at
is
one
just
hunger,
one hunger
peeps.
die, right?
Yes,
Uh,
rouse check is 100 die, and whether you success or fail, they both.
I got a 9. I'm pretty sure that's a success.
You do succeed. You do not get hungry.
And I'm
My rouse check
also
is
going
solid.
to use melee blades for my skill.
Okay. So Dex melee plus your.
Could I use my survival indomitable as like fighting is a thing that's happening, but more importantly, it doesn't matter how much punishment I'm taking, I'm not going down.
That works. I think.
The
I like
specialty gives you 1 extra dice, right?
that. Yes. If I
I'm
remember correctly.
assuming that my skill check is gonna be my ritual check, right?
Yes, I believe that
Right.
would be yours for your rituals.
2 10s is a critical success, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I got one of those and an additional success, and then
so
two lower numbers that aren't relevant.
I have a couple cursory or additional questions.
Okay.
Are we rolling
yeah.
a stat with this skill?
I would say Indomitable.
Like I'm going Dex melee.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
so
what I
I
would
do.
need.
I do stamina,
yeah, I'd say stamina, survival, and then your Indomitable part of that.
and then because of the rouse check during blood bonding, Theo, my hunger went up, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Your hunger is now
Be able
By
to
one.
use disciplines in this,
You
or would
can
that
if you-
replace the skill?
That would replace,
That would
the,
replace
skill.
the skill.
Yeah. So for
All right.
the
Well, can I
ritual-
do that instead then? Can I
Yeah.
throw out blades and then instead use extinguish vitae?
you can certainly try.
Or wait a minute. We're fighting ghouls, aren't we?
No, you're not fighting
No,
ghouls.
fighting
You're fighting 3 kindred and 2 ghouls.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll use extinguish vitae then.
Okay.
And then
The whole reason why we're doing the ward circle against ghouls is so that the ghouls don't participate in the melee battle themselves.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
so,
for extinguish vitae, what do I roll for that?
I'll find that.
Extinguish
Oh.
Vitae is a Auspex.
It
No,
is a
that's
blood
what-
sorcery. It's
Blood.
intelligence blood sorcery.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's an you roll intelligence blood sorcery versus stamina composure of the target.
All right. And I can use that. Does that cost hunger for me to use
that
it?
is your
Rouse check.
that is your rouse
That's
That's your
check.
rouse check.
Okay.
Yeah.
That we just
So
rolled
then,
to
since
roll.
there's 3 kindred, I would assume I'd have to do 3 rouse checks if I want to do that.
For the sake
Remember,
of
we're kind of speeding through
yes,
this.
we're
so-
making
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
serving you one
well, I
check.
already did the rouse check. It's
Yes,
past that,
exactly.
So then
So
that'd be
yeah, you
fine.
did the
So-
rouse check.
Do I have to roll?
Plus
Oh
anything.
no!
Did I
What?
lose everybody again?
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
whoa, whoa.
Fuck.
Okay.
Sorry, we're not doing this again. I'm not here for this. I'm not here to do this a bunch of fucking times.
I have my results whenever you're
Okay.
ready for them.
That was
so should
significantly
I,
worse than my blades, but I got 5 successes.
Cool.
Should I go ahead and roll that Dex Blades?
Maybe. If my computer wants to cooperate.
I just
Yeah.
realized I
Dex
probably
blades.
should have waited instead of
Okay.
confusing people.
No, you're fine. I'm looking up your ward circle here, so give me a moment.
And then replace
Oh,
that
would
with
you like me
hunger, 'cause I'm
to?
hungry.
Would you like me to tell you what it does?
No. I'm just looking at what the requirements are because you need a lot of blood. So,
My own blood and a bone,
yep.
Yeah,
human bone.
human bone.
Oh
No, to do a ward circle, it requires 3 times the amount of ingredients.
Yeah, so you need 3 bones.
So I mean, that's what the scraps portion is for in the farm, right?
Well, I mean, the ward against ghouls requires just the caster's blood. At least for Tremere.
It says this ward uses standard rules for warding circles.
All warding circles use bones
Oh, okay.
as the dust.
I got 5 successes on that check,
Just-
PD Dubs.
Chalk
Okay.
is way too mainstream for Tremere.
Yeah.
They have to use.
Welcome
ground
to
up
Tremere.
bones.
Yep.
I mean, it worked for the Vikings. They accidentally made steel by putting bones in their weapons, so why not us?
Look, I taught the boy how to make a warding circle. We're
Yeah.
doing it together. It's crafts.
Yep.
It's arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts and occult.
Yep.
This is the summer camp portion of the camp
Yeah.
slot.
Hey, we both went on
successes.
field trips.
We
So,
did.
How many successes did you get, Nate?
Also 5.
Hey!
What the
Hey,
fuck?
we're
You
all
guys got
doing
so-
good job.
Guys got so many successes. Jesse and I both got 2.
I did use
Each.
superficial willpower.
so
Oh.
I didn't, but friends.
I could have
I'm
done
back
that
at
to
1
get
hunger.
2 more successes.
I'm
Oh,
at
hey.
3. One
I
way or
spent
another,
like
Matt needs
2
to
or 3
eat.
sessions with 0 hunger.
Good. It's good that you're coming in hungry for this whole scene.
yeah.
I'm not
I would say
Diablo
for
again.
the 2 of you who are deciding to make some wards, just maybe 2 more rouse checks, as that's what you would need for the amount of blood you're using for the circles.
Okay.
I would say you'd be able to source some bones
For-
pretty easily.
Well,
the
I'm
record-
soul-selling the battlefield.
so I failed both of mine. I'm using my Seeds of Golconda, so that takes me down to 3 hunger.
I succeeded all 3 house checks.
Yeesh.
Okay. So you're still at 1, correct?
I'm at 2.
You're 2. Okay.
3.
You're at 3.
I'm at 3.
You're at 3 as well. So 3, 2, 3, 1.
I might actually end up diablerizing this motherfucker.
You might. We'll have to see.
What?
Mikhail.
How hungry is Randuin?
I passed all my checks.
Yeah. So he's.
So you're
he's
at 1?
1.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Hey, 1 club.
And as far as the wards are concerned, both me and Julian got 2 successes.
Yes.
Yeah, each.
Yeah. So you guys is you passed enough of them to make it.
For the record, Matt is showing up to this fight with a straight up samurai sword.
I do want to make sure that you understand.
What happened to your axe? I thought it was your signature weapon.
that Mikhail's outside of the circle, so the ghouls can't hit
That's
him.
That's my sidearm.
Yes.
It's okay.
I'm-
The things outside
Sidearm
of the
is the
circle can
axe
hit
and
me.
your main
And
is
so
a
he's
katana.
inside the circle so the ghouls don't hit him, but he's gonna stay like in the corner, like a safety corner or
So
something.
then 4 of them are inside.
What
Not
type
3.
of samurai sword are you using?
I
There's
guess,
3 of
yeah.
them.
I didn't know everyone was gonna be inside the battle circle.
Use a Nodachi with for the length.
Like the really, really long ones that are basically
No.
a pole arm, or the like one that you wield with 2 hands, or the one that's tiny.
It would be the one you wield with 2
Like
hands,
the
which is a
traditional
katana, I
That's a
believe.
Nodachi.
Just a katana, I thought.
Or
oh wait, Nodachi?
katana. Well, it depends on what time period, because it could be a katana, it could be a Nodachi. Both technically count. Just
River's
depends.
just got knives.
So a katana would make is probably the one you're thinking of. It is the idealistic samurai sword. But-
See, best case scenario, I make them all hungry, and then they go crazy and fight each other.
Do it.
Regardless,
River
it's
and Matt
gonna
out here
happen.
being blade buds.
Yeah, because I got 5 successes on that, so they have
Okay.
to like really roll well. To not
Regardless,
go
it's gonna
hungry.
happen. We're gonna
Yeah, I would say the aftermath that ensues this, which is where we start our evening. Theodore and Mikhail are both standing on the far outside. One purposely.
Oh,
making-
not again. Okay.
Are we good? Are we okay?
Our heart skipped a
we,
beat.
we thought we lost you
We
again.
thought we'd lost you, Fed.
Oh no.
say that one more time.
Ooh.
We lost you at
We
Theodore
were
and
we
Mikhail.
holding hands?
I don't
No,
think
I
you
don't
guys
wanna
are
hold hands with
holding
him.
hands, but you both
I
are
don't want to
standing
hold hands with him.
on the outside of this warding circle. Theodore
Excuse me,
promptly.
Donut.
Sorry, warding donut. Because apparently that's a clarification I need to make.
I think it's
Please-
circleception.
Khalees really likes donuts, okay?
Police never got to eat an honest to goodness donut, and they think about that every damn day.
They're so pretty looking.
Especially the pink one with the sprinkle.
Catch Khalees and Matt outside the donut shop window just drooling.
Mikhail just walks in and eats one.
Oh, that's so mean.
He doesn't.
Matt,
Again, I'm giving Randy one of your fingers.
But Mikhail and Theodore are both standing on the outside of the circle of the donut. Excuse me. Theodore has a pistol in one of his hands, and the barrel is a little smoking. In the middle circle, as we kind of pan across this scene, there is a couple of ghouls. One has a few knives stuck to its chest. The other has about 3 bullet holes in its back. And in the center circle is Khalees, Nathan, and River.
Whomst? Matt?
Matt, excuse me. Sorry. This evening has thrown me for loops that I was not predicting.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and
So
change that name in the Zoom call
Well, that's
all
a good
good.
idea.
just to be safe.
yeah, usually my main screen is my OBS, but I haven't swapped everything over, so we have some flip flop. So I apologize. Anyway,
No worries.
I lost my music too. This is so rude. It's fine.
I've changed my name appropriately as well.
And the three of you, River, Matt, and Khalees, are standing over two other dead kindred. Vitae, one has Vitae, has smoke that was once Vitae rising out of what little remains as they slowly begin to turn as the years of undeath catch up with them into ash and dust.
So sad.
I think
This
River's
isn't gonna
kinda leading on
surprise
that.
anyone, but that was fun.
Well. Now,
That was
to
something.
end the hunt proper. As Callistra sort of smudges the door.
That was really smart.
Mikhail smudged the other side. Yes, I would say Mikhail probably didn't watch the carnage that was happening because in his mind, the ghouls are still very much human, so...
Mikhail's just off to the side reading a book.
Just
Reading the Book of Nod.
violently texting.
I mean, that was really ingenious use of wards. I didn't think about
Nikolai, Game of Thrones is weird this season.
Nikolai, I need help. Come pick me up.
Nikolai, I'm scared. People at this party are drinking blood. Come pick me up.
Oh, he already knows
Watch
we're
what we
all
do in the
vampires.
shadows, Nikolai.
Anyway.
Oh,
So-
you know what? This would be a perfect moment. Can I use Sense the Unseen to see if anybody's spying on us?
Sure, why not?
Well, I suppose now it is time to get our side of the bargain, which is what was that again? Free access to the premature.
Yes, that is part of our arrangement. Let me show you the way. Theodore kind of says. And two, as far as you can tell, nobody seems to be watching you.
Neat. You can tell I get anxious about weird shit. Because I use this ability constantly.
River kind of walks up to Mikhail. Can we talk for a sec?
Yes, I suppose we could. But
We'll
shouldn't
catch
we...
up.
Okay.
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 Are you sure you don't want to see the,
It won't take long.
I'll head up with them so that they have room to talk and stuff.
Okay.
I wanted to apologize.
He's still kind of like looking more down towards like the ward circle, and he's kind of still like smudging the line. About what?
That comment I made about your actions with Lorem,
Oh,
that wasn't fair of me, and that was your sire, and I overstepped my bounds, and I apologize.
that's fine. I suppose we all say things that perhaps strike hot at first. He kind of keeps smudging a bit. I can't say I
Okay.
really... No, I'm not particularly okay with the amount of dead people that are here and who's going to take care of them. I'm worried about what's going to happen to Matt, but I suppose that's his choice.
Yeah, I guess it is.
He kind of finally looks up towards River and kind of nods his head back. You want to be there when he does it, yes?
You, Mikhail sees a sort of like worry on River's face. Yeah, we should, yeah, come on.
Just Mikhail kind of just registering that he knows that River and Matt are close. So, and we can kind of wander back.
All right. And as you catch up with the rest of them, Theodore is giving you an address where the Primogen is located.
Lucky.
Mom.
Oh, I thought
Baby.
I thought that he would be here to see who gets to take them first. I guess he's too much of a coward to watch.
Oh no, he wanted to enjoy some of his last comforts.
That's his right, I suppose.
Well, let's go then.
Is there anything we can do to make this a little bit more safe for, you?
No,
No.
there isn't.
That's spooky. Normally there's like shortcuts for everything if you work hard enough.
No, well, in this situation, the only shortcut is how strong your resolve actually is.
There's nothing normal about what I'm about to do.
I mean,
Even
you
if
don't.
it is by mistake.
Well, you don't have to do it.
I haven't known you long, Khalees, so I don't blame you for thinking that.
He does have a point.
Luck.
The whole point of the blood hunt is to kill the Punigen. How we do it is up to us. So you don't have to. But I can understand the need to try and stop it.
It's time to go. And Matt just gets in his car.
Oh,
River.
I half want to roll insight on that.
Same.
You certainly can.
Khalees
I'm
is like,
just gonna hop in because
Khalees is
there ain't
just-
no leave without me.
Khalees is just gonna vibe. Just
Looking.
be like, vibing with that.
I really want to go with insight.
I'm going with insight and wits. I got 3 successes.
Okay.
1 success.
Matt, are you hiding anything?
Oh, yeah!
Could I
Well, maybe like a vibe check, like what's the general?
Is this like the dad vibe check that I'm doing with Matt?
get?
Yes.
kind of, yeah.
This is 100% the the what's dad worrying about and not letting the rest of the family know or check.
Yes. Mikhail knows how to do that all too well.
River doesn't, so.
Is this a composure check?
I would say,
Wouldn't it be composure subterfuge?
that would make a lot of
Figure
sense.
I mean, they're using an insight against your ability to keep your composure, and since you're hiding it, yeah, subterfuge would make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say compose and subterfuge would be the best.
All right. That's the only social attribute I put points into.
Hey.
Fail.
Oh, it's not a bestial critical. Okay. It's 2 successes.
Okay.
Damn, that beats me.
I got 3.
Okay, so, Mikhail, what are you looking for in that insight?
Is this a
I'm looking for warning signs of feudalism.
fatalism?
Fatalism. That's what I meant.
Fatalism.
Not feudalism.
Oh,
Sorry.
way of life,
we were-
actually.
We were talking about
He
swords
might have
earlier.
experienced
Mikhail
feudalism
just
at one point.
Mikhail just sees Matt with his katana just.
No,
Look, I don't
fatalism.
romanticize feudalism any more than anyone romanticizes capitalism who was born in it.
This
Um,
blade will drink the blood of Jeff Bezos one
the
day.
warning signs of fatalism, I don't think
I
that's
guess
what Matt's,
I guess the question is, Matt, are you thinking that this is going to be the end?
No. Matt is worried, but he doesn't think this is going to kill him.
Okay. So that is what you glean from that as you all enter your vehicles and head over to the premium.
I think River rode with Matt. I don't think River took their bike, so River's gonna take shotgun and just place a hand on Matt's shoulder. Are you still sure about this?
Yes. I'm more sure about this than I've been sure about much recently.
Okay then. we're here for you.
That's vague.
You know, this is like the perfect opportunity in like a cutscene in a video game for like police to do the tooltips to describe what diablerizing is to the audience and to...
In the loading screen.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, totally.
Because police would find it fascinating to talk about. But it's just really a vehicle to let everybody know what Diablo is.
River just kind of squeezes Matt's shoulder and then just retracts their hand.
I'm just imagining Khalees is babbling about all the finer points of Diablo in the back seat. Everybody's in Matt's car, and Matt's just like increasingly just.
There are so many different ways that you can lose yourself in Diablo. Let me tell you.
Police.
Oh. Sorry. I just think it's funny.
Just
Matt's accelerating.
Knuckles tight.
You want to unbuckle your seatbelt real quick?
Mikhail, open the window.
Use those long legs for something.
No, you guys make it to the Primogen's mansion. Is probably the best word. It's up
a McMansion.
A McMansion, sure.
Oh no!
It is in the hills outside of Ambervale City proper. Technically, still in the rough direction that Camarilla territory would stretch into outside of the city. Looks very well kept and maintained. There is what looks to be a mortal security guard who lets you in after, a quick radio check, which of course the Primogen says, yeah, of course, let them in.
Primogen is being very, very, okay with this. It's weird. Just pointing that out.
Is that Khalees pointing that out or Jesse pointing it out?
That's Jesse pointing that out, but Khalees would probably be like, That's Khalees' way of saying that's weird.
Yeah, I think Randomin is also very suspicious of them being okay with this.
Matt wants to insight this situation, see if he can sniff out a trap.
By all means, roll me a wits and insight, please.
You say that so
that I do all the freaking
You say that with such a big
Can I
smile
do
and
it
like,
this time,
oh
Randomin?
yes, finally, somebody's going to be doing the thing I want them to do because it's clearly a trap.
Someone's finally doing something that makes sense.
Can I use heightened senses to see if I see anything out of place as we're walking?
Sure. Make
2 10s counts as 4 successes, right?
Yep.
2 10s counts.
So then I got 6 successes on the sense and see.
Okay. I would say roll me I believe it's
it's wits and aspects.
It's an
I already
aspects?
rolled it.
No, for heightened senses,
For heightened senses.
it's wits and awareness plus aspects.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
yeah, I got it.
And
Yeah.
wits and insight for you, Matt. Let's start with you.
That was
2
3 successes.
Okay. 2 successes for you as well, Matt.
No, 3.
3? Awesome. As you're kind of thinking about the situation, it is kind of odd that Aventru would... It seems something that Aventru would do if they were very certain they could keep a situation under control. You've been around long enough to know how Aventru operate, and you know that this is one of those situations that they do this when they want to gloat, and they want to boast about something. So... you get the feeling this probably might have more to it than meets the eye. But you're not quite sure how yet. With your 6 successes on Sense the Unseen, as far as you can tell, there's nothing supernatural about this place. So.
I'm so sorry, Shane.
Hey man, it's worth a shot. One of these days I'm gonna catch someone in the act and it'll be great. Until then, I'm gonna keep spamming it.
We can take turns spamming it.
We could.
Everyone stay on your toes and follow my lead. It's not over until I feel his vitae dripping down my throat.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
as you're looking around River with your 2 successes, the security detail that would generally accompany a Ventruse haven is surprisingly light.
Dare I say mine is better.
Ours is better.
That is an accurate conclusion to reach. Outside of that, it seems very quiet. So either the Ventru prefers his last enjoyments that Theodore talked about quietly, or there's more than meets the eye here as well.
Punch you want to bet that the Venture is going to be sitting in a very plushy chair.
I don't need to lose money today.
And then slowly turns towards us as we open the door.
It may just be my paranoia speaking, but watch out for cameras.
Please do me a favor. While we're walking inside, call the security back at the Haven and make sure everything's all right.
Certainly.
I've got a bad feeling.
What if this guy is just so arrogant he thinks you're gonna lose your composure and he'll just take over your body anyway?
It's actually quite possible.
It
To
is
be fair,
possible.
all things considered, if all of his little bloodbound Venture friends won the battle and they tried to de-admirize him, he very well could have succeeded against them, thus guaranteeing his spot.
So
Honestly,
either
that-
they vastly underestimated us, or he vastly overestimates himself, or neither, and this is a trap.
Honestly, the scenario where he assumes that he'll be able to overtake me is the one I've considered the most and fear the least. Calm down. I don't think he can beat me. I'm not okay with the idea of him beating me.
Oh no, I don't think he could beat you either.
Thanks, Randy.
We'll make the call to double check, make sure our side is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make the phone call. The desk security member picks up. Hello?
Yes, tell me, is everything okay outside of that one dead body that we had 3 days ago? No other people coming in and trying to attack our guards or anything like that in our location.
That's what Matt was thinking about.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. Give me a moment. I'll check with the other guards.
There's a dead body in our... What?
Do you remember the cliffhanger that
No,
left
because Shane
session
wasn't
No,
here.
because Shane wasn't
here.
there.
I watched the VOD, but I didn't remember that detail.
It was the very end.
Tag remembers.
Yeah.
There was while we
Pepperidge
were
Rontag remembers.
while we were talking with Theodore, and we came to the agreement with Theodore as he left. We looked back, and there was a dead guardsman that just got killed while we were having the conversation, and nobody noticed.
Or right after.
Yeah, it was right after we found the body. And we're like, well, that's cool, I guess.
Matt's
I
out
thought it
here.
was Theo,
If only Randwin was there to sense the unseen.
And now Matt's just here like Primogen's looking sus. We need an emergency meeting.
Theo's the imposter still.
All right. Anyway, after a moment, you hear the phone pick back up. Not that I'm aware of. Everything seems to be pretty quiet after the one guy.
Well, please, just keep a higher vigilance in the area, just in case. We're
Well,
going to be doing some very loud things, socially loud things.
right. Well,
Deliciously loud thing.
we'll keep an eye out. and I'll let you-
Ostentatiously loud.
We're about to do something awesome.
We'll keep an
We're
eye
about to
out
do something
for you.
incorrigible.
Yeah.
Incorrigible,
Yeah.
just
we'll-
say it.
we'll
Good.
Keep an eye out.
Good, thank you so much. I really appreciate
Of course. And they hang up.
Okay, laters.
My intention was for us to be like walking in while this is happening.
That's entirely valid. The manor is pretty big, the mansion, and a butler awaits you at the front door. And he goes, "Kindly, this way.
Would you kindly?
Would you kindly?"
No.
Why did you say that?
We were just throwing knives. Bioshock.
Fen, Matt would know the Primogen's real name, right?
And chooses.
So,
The slave obeys.
I believe we had settled that I did when I ran into him that one time where he was carrying Theo's staked body out of the burning
That's
ruins of
true,
the
yep.
asylum.
I need to give
You're
him
just
a
not
knife.
gonna let that
Like a
go, huh, Matt?
football.
Dragging him by one wrist. Oh, hey, Matt. What happened here? Huh? Oh, him?
Oh, him now. This is a loser. Winners don't get staked.
Isn't that right? Theo kicks him.
It's okay. I'm just taking out the trash.
Well, I'm glad that you're blood bounded to him now, so that's
Yeah.
The name, at least the one that I believe I'm giving him,
well, it is now.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it like
Was
Leo or something?
I thought it was Maximilian.
that
Wait.
tracks.
Was
Yeah,
it because
Maximilian, that sounds right.
did we make a Yu-Gi-Oh joke? Because I feel like if we
No,
heard
I don't-
Maximilian, we would have.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
think
mentioned.
we made a Yu-Gi-Oh joke. I think I made a Maximilian Dude reference.
You did, yeah. It was mentioned pre y'all jumping in.
What's
Yeah.
her
this
last
was-
name?
Pegasus.
I know exactly what you're thinking of, Shane. And it is.
I don't know if you do. I'm just referencing some notes that I have about people I know of, because of rituals I did. Because of
I don't
No.
think-
So that guy.
It's not that
this is
I
person.
not-
know it's not that guy. I'm wondering
I
if
know.
they're related in any way.
No.
Well, we assume that they are because that's the whole thing. I think why.
That's exactly why I'm trying to figure it out.
Because
No,
this
we
was
just
the
say
guy that was
castle.
also.
Rook? Maximilian Rook?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's going to be dead in about 5 seconds.
As long as
Oh,
it's
we
not
follow the
Landreer, then we're
butler.
fine.
Can we follow the butler?
We follow the butler.
River is right at Matt's side.
Gotcha. We'll say the last name for purposes of this will be Grandok.
Grandock?
Grandok.
Grandock.
Maximilian.
That's Swahili for dead as fuck.
Yo, does that mean that after this, it's gonna be Maximilian?
So he leads you
Keep it rolling.
upstairs.
Keep it rolling. Keep
Yeah.
it rolling.
I quit.
It's
Matt
Butler
takes
leads.
aggravated damage.
So social damage.
Can we? Can I take a second take for that?
God. You guys make it upstairs where Butler leads you into a nice upstairs lounge area. There are multiple plush couches, none of which the Primogen is sitting in because he is standing at the window with a glass of something expensive and
It's
also
only
not
$20.
blood.
River kind of elbows Khalees.
You didn't take the bet.
And he kind of turns from the window as you all come in. Ah,
Didn't turn though.
Oh, Maximilian?
ah. Matt, good to see you here.
It's been
And
quite a
everybody
night.
knows.
It has been.
It's okay. I'm invisible.
I hope you've been enjoying it, my friend.
Enjoying is a word for it. I've definitely
Wow.
been experiencing it.
Well, you're quite comfortable for somebody who has a blood hunt on them.
Well, if one is not comfortable in their position, no matter how dire it is, there's no way of getting out of it, right?
Oh, it sounds like you have a plan.
Well, I always have a plan, but I also don't want to go back on bargains, so a deal's a deal.
Before we
Might
tend
I
to
wit and
business-
insight this
Yeah, I
gentleman?
wanna-
By all
I'd like
means.
to do the same. Yeah.
Because I feel like Ventrue saying, "Oh well, a deal's a deal." Now that's bullshit.
I got 2 successes. Good
Cool.
for me.
I also got 2 successes.
Nice, nice, nice.
I got 2 successes.
All right, let's see. Where is this guy? What's this guy rock?
I got 5 successes because I got a crit
Nice.
and then an 8. So
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
rolling really well tonight. What the heck?
None of those crits are on the hunger dice, right?
No, I got a 2 on the hunger die.
Okay, so
A.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes, 2 from Mikael, 2 from Matt, right?
2 from River.
Yes, yes.
2 from River, and then how many from Edwin?
5.
5.
5. Awesome.
The
One of
ever
the 3 things that I'm really good at. Okay.
And
No,
Never
this is good.
paranoid
We're
from
glad.
We're so proud of you.
We love you.
Khalees, what'd you get?
3.
3. Awesome. Then Mikael, Matt, and River. As far as you can tell, he seems pretty straightforward with that. Something about, approaching the final death brings a certain clarity, right? For Khalees and Randuin, you get the feeling that he is pretty confident in his ability to overpower any of you in a duopoly. And as such is not really worried about this.
Well, the deal.
I mean, to be fair, Khalees is probably like, yeah. I mean, it sure is a toss-up. Like, that's Khalees' mind right now.
Meanwhile, I'm like, this dumbass about to get chomped.
Matt's just walking forward. Randy's in the back. Get his ass.
Exactly.
Kick his ass.
So,
A deal is a deal, but I was wondering,
Get it.
before we get to business, I was thinking you and I could have a drink, talk like gentlemen, one last time.
why, of course, I wouldn't turn down that. What kind of drink do you fancy? Are you talking about something up our alley as kindred? Or something along the lines of this? And he kind of swirls the brown liquid that is in the glass he currently sips from.
As tempting as that is, I believe something more suitable to our age is more fitting.
I think I've got something. Charles. Butler kind of steps forward. Yes, sir. Could you fetch me the 1485 vintage? I think we still have one on hand.
Charles, get me the Pinot Grigio.
I require the Boone's Farm.
Charles, the cupcake Moscato.
Shall I prepare it up here or downstairs and bring it up? Maximilian turns to you, Matt. Well, please have a seat. And shall we? Do you want the vintage brought up, or would you like just the tasting?
Taste will be enough. I don't want to keep my companions waiting too long.
Very
Real quick
good.
on the meta side of things.
Yeah.
We know that this guy is involved. At least the reason why the Bloodhound was put on him is that he's involved at least partially in this weird thing that happened with Mikhail and Warham.
Yes.
Okay. So at the very least, before we diabolize the fucker, maybe ask a question about.
Yeah, no, that's what Matt's looking for a little bit of privacy. He doesn't think that Maximilian would do anything in this scenario. He trusts that Maximilian will respect having a drink, talking like gentlemen one last time, and Matt can ask his questions, have his dramatic conversation with the person he's about to share a body with one way or another. And then we can get to the stabby drinky.
That sounds weirdly
So
horrible.
will the coterie be expected to step out of the room for this privacy?
That's up to you, Matt. Maximilian has no preference.
We promise we won't interrupt. Oh, we won't partake in the expensive research.
It's a big room, right?
It's a good sized lounge. It definitely could house all of you comfortably. There are at least 3 or 4 plush leather couches, as well as a few leather chairs by a fireplace that is currently not lit for obvious reasons.
Let.
I figure Matt kind of like nods towards the couch farthest from the fireplace seating area and says, "It'll be fine. Give me a second."
River kind of looks Matt up and down before just quietly going to that couch.
So like they do not out of the room, but like separate enough that we have a little sort of privacy.
Second question.
Yeah.
Second question.
Second answer.
If the diablerie is failed,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And Matt loses.
Yes.
Matt no longer gains control of their body. It is as if Maximilian is now in control of it, correct?
That is correct. If a diablerie is enacted, because there's also the chance that the diablerie fails that way. If diablerie happens and the humanity roll is failed, Maximilian takes over the body of Matt, but maintains the powers that he has through the blood.
Right. So in his case, he'd go down a generation, and he'd be a gangrel, but like.
Well, he would still be a Ventru. He'd just
He'd
he'd take over the body because
Okay.
that's something I looked into before this as well as because it's how Mithras comes back is a similar idea.
Okay.
Somebody tries to diablerize him.
No, don't talk about Mithras. That's spoilers for the other game.
Sorry. Okay, never mind.
Theoretically, I've already forgotten it. Theoretically, if Maximilian was in control of Matt's body, he could just like pretend to be Matt, or would we be able to tell?
He could try to pretend to be Matt. You'd have to.
Oh, I'd
suss
be
it
able
out.
to tell.
River would be able to tell.
Or if he's in a control of Matt or whatever, he could just essentially run away and no one would be the wiser except us maybe. But
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, I'm fine. I'm good.
Are you, Jesse? Okay.
Yes, I'm okay now.
Okay. I think.
I just figured that's stuff that police would already know.
Yeah, that's definitely true, and I definitely agree with that. That's
Mhm.
something that Khalees would definitely have a knowledge of. I think now's a good moment to take a quick bio break because I think we have a pretty lengthy scene before us. So we'll be right back. Take about 5 minutes or so and go be humans, and we'll be RB. Yeah. Let me just go call up Aaron Hansen. All right, are you all ready to go back?
It's
Yeah.
Baron
For all you
Hansen.
know, they could respond. You know, this game would totally be their jam if they knew about it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back with
Hello.
more of this exciting scene. Last we left off before the break, we had an exciting time, the wrap up of a fight, of which our coterie was victorious, and a introduction to the Primogen, whom a blood hunt has been called on, and a diablerie has been agreed upon prior to the fight. So, now both the Primogen and Matt, the would-be diablerist, are sharing a drink. 2 glasses are brought up to you by Charles, the butler. And this music is far too upbeat for what I'm listening to right now.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be dour.
Yeah, so hold please while I set the tone for this. Let's do that.
Eat his ass.
Get it.
Yeah, get him, Matt. We're just talking, Randy. Get him.
Fuck him? No.
Kick him in the balls.
The homoeroticism is just.
I was gonna say, Randy, get his ass. Khalees, suck his dick. What?
2 glasses are set onto the kind of wooden table in between the two chairs. He picks up the one kind of obviously closer to him and goes, well, what shall we be speaking about?
I don't know, Maximilian. Did you ever think this is how it would go?
Definitely didn't think this is how it'd end. I mean, you have there's a funny thing when you get told that forever is now an actual thing you can achieve. And when it obviously meets its inevitable end, because forever isn't all that it seems. Yeah, it's not what I expected. Let's put it that way. I expected the Betterkinning would claim me or something far more extravagant.
I've known you a long time, Maximilian, and I can honestly say I thought that too. You seemed the type to go out with a bang, not, well, to speak of the kindred who fought for you, a whimper.
I suppose they could have been better, but one doesn't always make the most clear-minded of choices, or pick the best stock to make their
Don't
own.
patronize me, Maximilian. I don't know what your game is, but that wasn't that. That didn't even smell like you.
And
At this point, I'm along for the ride. I've always been a betting man, and at this point, I'd say I'm betting that whatever you have planned next, I'm better than it. If I had to guess, I'd say that you simply think that I'm going to Diablerize you. You'll take my body as just another suit, and you'll continue on as if very little had changed.
am I that easy to read?
I've known you a long time. And more important than that, you're not the first to think they were the one who was going to take me down.
And I certainly hope not to be the last.
You won't be.
I always liked you, Matt.
I always liked you too.
To the point.
Yay.
You did say they'd go out with a bang.
Not a whimper.
That's one way to die, I guess.
Shadows Embrace Triple X is hosted on this Twitch stream.
TOS.
TOS. No. Right.
There's something else I want to know, though.
Fire away.
And this is something I wanted to ask you for a while, because you're one of the only people who's old enough, I think, to understand what I mean.
Probably.
What? And forgive how vague this will sound. I'll expand, but what's going on anymore?
What's going on anymore? Like, you mean in a broad sort of existential circumstance?
No, the world, it's always been like this. There were always leaders, there was always corruption, there was always war. That hasn't changed. They've painted over it, but it's all shaped the same. No, I mean details, and I mean right now. I don't mean the last 20 years. I know I'm old, but we all are. I mean right now, in this city, today, this month. What is going on? What changed? I woke up one evening, and I'm in a coterie now. I have to look after people who are incredibly bad at looking after themselves. And
He's staring Randuin in the face.
and that I knew that day would come, but I didn't expect it to look like it did. And then I thought I would do a couple jobs, gain favor with the prince, and move on, and I could climb the ladder at my own pace. And then all of a sudden, I have a thin blood dropped into my lap. I have people rolling into town with obvious plans, executed like you handed one of your plans to any gangrel off the street. It was a disaster from word go.
This
And it
plan you speak of, do you mind diving into a little more detail? I know there's a lot of plots flying around this city as much as the airplanes that come and go. So, which ones do you mean?
That's the thing. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's what. It's Lorum, this Lorum character, Siobhan, and then I find out there's a Lasombra in the mix, or maybe
There's
more.
a Lasombra? Here.
Mikhail is like glaring daggers at Matt now.
No, I asked for privacy. I'm speaking low enough so that I can't be overheard easily.
Oh, okay. So we can't even hear this. So
I'd say a lot of
me.
it's
All right.
unless you have.
I don't have heightened senses. So
I would say
Is River respecting my wish for privacy?
by letter technically, because they're not present in the conversation. By spirit is an entirely different matter, and I think that is up to their discretion whether or not they choose to follow the spirit of their
Is River
wishes.
respecting my wish for privacy, Mr. Wade?
As much as I, in any other circumstance, they wouldn't, but they are now.
Okay. There's a
Fuck you.
I thought I was supposed to fuck him. I'm so confused.
There's a Sombra in the city. And maybe more?
Maybe.
Now, that's an interesting twist. You see... Now, this stretches beyond what I was looking into. Because what I was looking into was a interesting piece of information and a thread that I probably shouldn't have followed, because it put all of my kindred in danger as a result.
And yourself, from the looks of where we are now.
That is correct. But I was following a thread.
Mind telling me what it was, since one of us is about to meet our final death over it?
The person that convinced Lorem Ipsum to create the thin blood in your midst. They are being hunted. Because of what they did back in the East. And the Second Inquisition wants a cut of that cake.
Is that why the Inquisition's in Ambervale?
That's what my research has led me. But my research has also led me into the hands of some not great people. And here we are. couple of rats got loose, and all of my work has been probably for naught.
You clued in the Inquisition.
Clued in's a bad term.
You had a leak.
Unfortunately, I had a leak.
And that's what led them here.
It is. They don't have details, but it's enough for the Camarilla to want to silence me.
I'll offer you this. The final deal.
You wish to make an amendment to it?
No, our deal hasn't changed. This is about after.
Very well.
An insurance policy, if you will.
Certainly.
I think I'm going to retain myself through the end of the night, but I've known you long enough and respect you enough to not rule you out.
I'm glad you don't think so lowly of me.
No, not as of that. So if you do consume me and take my body as your own and move on, I would ask you this. Relay that message to my coterie. And in exchange, since I don't expect to bear kindness, I will tell you this. I have a book. It contains compiled information on the Second Inquisition. Specifically, their movements in Ambervale and Portland.
Where'd you find this book?
It was given to me by a friend before he went off east.
Very well. I suppose that's a good enough insurance policy. If you make it through the end of the night. Well, if I make it through the end of the night, there's all that. Is there anything you want if you make it through?
If I make it through, I'll be able to do whatever I want.
That's also true.
I guess I should be asking if there's anything you would like.
If Theodore survived the poor little encounter you all had, because I get the feeling not everyone got dusted, please let him know that he's free to pursue whatever he wants. I know stocks and investments weren't really his thing, but somebody has to do it.
Well, there was something in it for you on mine. What's in it for me?
I mean, you diablerized me. In theory, a lot of what I currently consider my own assets would be at your disposal. I have no use for them, and would be ashamed to let them go to waste.
Good. Matt kind of looks around. It's a nice house.
I know.
Nice plate you got here.
But all that I gain whether I do this favor for you or not, and I offered you something which would just end up sitting in a drawer if you were to take my body.
Potentially. I don't.
Do you have something that I would not have otherwise?
Well, the information I think I gave you is probably a place to start. I guess I could also mention one last thing. Should you want, I think you'll find there are further leads in that line of questioning that involve whoever got Lorima to embrace another kindred. You'll find that that line of questioning runs a lot deeper and maybe has more integral parts with the current Camarilla council, court, than I think anybody really thought or fathomed. So,
Well then. Consider the deal struck. And Matt offers his glass for a toast.
he raises his glass in return and finishes it. Well,
Delaying the inevitable has always been my lot in life, but I suppose this time I will make an exception.
well, let's get this over this with them. He offers you a wrist.
Oh, come on. Go get a throw. Fuck him up.
That's not how I do things in these streets.
Well,
Unless you'd like a faster route.
Sorry, Maximilian. I am a gangrel. And I just grab him and bite his neck.
He says, as soon as you say sorry, he kind of shrugs. Because he kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah.
And you drink. And you drink. You drink every last drop.
Give
of
him the old
Vitae.
Capri Sun treatment.
You are
All
at
right.
0
Yeah.
hunger.
Wait, I go to 0 hunger?
You do.
yes, you
Yeah,
do.
you're killing somebody.
You have.
No. I've never fed before.
Well, here you go.
Now's the time.
Yes.
Yeah, River was the first on and off stream to feed on somebody.
Let's see. Where is my pages?
Diablos needs to win a number of strength plus resolve tests at
Yep.
difficulty 3, equal to the victim's blood potency.
So, what page are you on so I can follow along?
Strength and resolve.
I am on page 235.
235. Perfect.
Ooh.
It's 234 to 235.
Yep. So,
Strength.
Resolve?
right.
Yes.
Matt was built for Diablerie.
This bitch is trying to step to me in strength and resolve.
All right. So,
Now that your hunger is at 0, there is no chance for a bestial failure or a messy critical.
who has drained the target? The would be
How
Diablos can try to
painfully
commit five
venture
less
of
than
this
a true-
person.
Incorporating targets vary nature by themselves. It needs a number of strength plus resolve tests, difficulty 3 equal to the victim's blood potency.
And once we do that, that means that the Diablerie has started. And then we go into the humanity contest.
Yep. So,
Oh, this is hard.
So you might not even be able to Diablerize them
Yes.
because of the fact that you might fail
yep.
these
You-
strength resolve tests.
This is the first test whether or not the Diablerie even begins, or if the spark loses its gets lost to the afterlife. Let me look at my tables for generations. You are an 11th gen. I need you to make me. You would. 5 strength.
Successful strength resolve.
Yes.
That's odd.
And that's a difficulty. And
Yeah.
you need a 3.
You need 3 successes on each one of these.
All right. Am I allowed to use willpower for this?
I believe you technically
Yes,
are, if you
I
want
think
to.
you can.
Yeah, nothing
but-
says you can't.
There's nothing that says you can't, but you might also need it to for the humanity.
Keep
section,
you.
too.
Yeah.
Keep you.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
So there is that part. So
I do also have 7 dice, so
Just pointing it out there.
yeah.
I'm pretty stacked.
Your
We'll
sister's
hope we won't
doing
need it.
good.
Or maybe I'll need it.
How many successes are you looking at for your first one?
I'm looking at 2.
Do you want to spend willpower to roll up to 3 dice?
This is if you really want it. You hear Khaleesi's voice say, "You don't have to."
This is if you want it.
You hear River in the back of your head going, "Don't talk about this. You don't have to do this."
You really want it though.
All right.
All right, there we go. That's 3.
Okay. That is your
Okay,
first.
that's
That
one.
is
One.
one test down. You have 4 more to go.
I have enough dice, right? Yeah. All right. There we go. That's 4 successes.
All right.
2.
You 5? This is insane.
Diablery's no joke, my dude.
Like River did it,
You're
and it was
also-
just like
But
I'm
you're
sad
also
now.
you're diabolizing.
They
it.
did
River
Yeah,
was
rolls
the
after
same
the second.
generation and blood potency as Laura.
Yeah.
This is a different ball game, my guy.
That's good. That's 3.
3.
3 successes.
So
We
you
need
have
2 more.
2 more.
That's 4.
All right.
4
That's the
successes.
4th one. 1 more. To commit.
Once the diablery starts, Khalees is definitely walking over to watch.
Oh, you all can come over at this point, I assume.
Yeah,
River
yeah.
will stop.
I think I
so-
want to as well because I'm really antsy.
You good? How
Head
many?
on over.
All right.
That's 5 successes.
5 successes.
Now you lose 1 point of humanity.
Yep. You lose 1 point of
Oh, it's
humanity.
just
Yep. It's just gone. You are
It's
down
gone, okay.
1 humanity.
That's why River is at 6.
You must roll a contest of humanity plus your own blood potency.
So, yep. Your
Versus-
humanity versus your blood and your blood
Blood potency versus the victim's resolve and blood potency.
Oh.
Wait, as an 11th generation, what was I supposed to start at? 6
I
or
believe
5?
6.
At an 11th generation character, you had a 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll have 5 now. So you
Okay.
have 5 plus your blood.
And this is where it's gonna get him.
Hey, what's our blood potency at generation?
7.
7 is the
7
average
is
start.
by default, and then
For
because we're
humanity.
older, we naturally have lower humanity.
Oh, I was talking about blood potency, not
Oh,
humanity.
blood potency. That's based on your generation.
Yep,
So
Jason generation
both
is
me,
usually
both me and Matt are blood potency too.
Oh, so we're at,
yes, you guys are at 1. And then our thin blood is at 0.
All right, so you're rolling your humanity plus your blood potency versus the primogen's resolve and blood potency.
and when you have a blood potency above 1, it just adds 1 to all your discipline checks, right?
If you use it. If you want to rouse the blood to make those checks more
Oh,
Yeah,
is
it's-
what
it is-
Is that a rouse check to do
yeah,
that?
you use rouse check, then you get for one of your traits, or I'm using the wrong word. Sorry.
I have a cat on my lap
attributes.
again.
Yeah, only your attributes you can up that, and then you roll your blood potency whenever you use that attribute.
My next level of blood sorcery will give me an ability to temporarily increase my blood potency by
All right.
2.
I have a question
I have
for
an answer.
Sven. My survival specialty being indomitable,
What is
that
that?
being his whole thing.
Survival.
would that-
It's to your
It's not-
survival skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
That does not apply here.
That does
Because
not
it
apply
is-
here because this is not a skill check.
It is not a skill check.
Yeah, this is just, it's kind of Matt's whole thing, so I was hoping.
No.
Okay, so it's your humanity and blood potency versus the victim's resolve plus blood potency. It's important to note that you want to succeed this.
Thanks. I needed
Okay.
that one.
Every counted success rolled on this gives you 5 points of experience
If you succeed.
if you succeed it.
All right, here we go.
How many successes does he need? Because he needs to get
He has to go up against whatever the primogen rolls.
right.
What'd you get?
So 2 10s counts as 4 successes,
That's
right?
correct.
That's going to be 10 successes.
Nice.
Holy shit!
What?
You rolled,
Can
I
you show
assume,
us
4
these
crits.
dice?
Yeah, like show
Yeah,
us the dice.
sure. That's gosh, sorry, my hands are shaking really bad.
That's fine. You're
You're
valid.
good.
That's and also this is a weird way to manipulate my camera.
No, you're good.
That's-
10,
see.
It's
10.
10, 6. The clear one's a 10, 6, 9, 9, 1.
Holy
Fair enough.
guacamole.
Oh my gosh.
Check my math.
No, you're good. You're right. You succeed. You get 50 experience points.
What?
10 successes. He gets one for every success. It does not dictate however many over. It's for every success he gets.
Wow. This suddenly became a really unbalanced game.
At
And
least,
granted,
Matt!
it's 50 experience points you can only spend
Yes.
on increasing your blood
you're
potency.
spending it right now for blood potency or one of the Ventry disciplines. That is all you get to do with it.
Okay.
After that, it gets lost.
Okay. What are the retro disciplines?
Oh, I can look that
Dominate.
up real quick.
I got it. It's dominate.
I think Auspex is one of them.
No.
No.
Or is it Presence?
Yeah, presence is probably the other one. You have
Dominate,
fortitude, presence.
Dominate, fortitude, and presence.
Yep.
Oh wait, fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
I can just dump a shitload of points. And
Also, presence.
yeah,
Presence
I
is fun.
Or
I want-
blood
Well, to
potency.
be fair, you probably want to mix and match between blood potency and fortitude, so that way you can still stay inherently mad.
Yeah. I kind of want some presents though. Okay. I need to get the table in front of me for what my point looks like here, so what my point spending looks like here, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
At least if I'm reading that right. I think I am.
Fucking 10 successes. Holy shit.
Man, you rolled about as good as they can roll.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Statistically improbable, but it happened.
Yep.
It happened, I swear.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right.
You
I will
are.
try and find a table.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through this 5e handbook right now, trying to
This might
find
be
the-
something that we want to settle, like,
This is
probably
something.
after the
Yes.
stream.
This is something we can
But
probably
just so
settle
we
up
can have those
afterwards.
points.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Just note that you have 50 experience and now then
well,
you have.
well, we can
yeah,
settle up
whatever.
after we get off stream.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, for the narrative, you finish drinking and you are slaked. Excuse me. All any of that hunger that just sits in your gut. Generally, it's you don't kill often, so that feeling of I'm not hungry. It's a new one to you, at least for now. And as you sit there and think, you feel this presence enter your mind. And there's a soft battle that happens in the blink of an eye in your head as you feel the wills of something foreign push against your own. And your will is pretty formidable. It's been through a lot in a long time. And it's certainly not going to let some Ventry that messed up get the drop on you. So you push back and you feel yourself come back into the unliving body that you reside in. And as you let the lifeless corpse slowly turn to ash next to you. Everyone is around you. It was the first time you notice.
River's not.
Okay.
Mikhail's
River's still
not
sitting on
either.
the couch.
Then
I'm
Khalees-
there.
Okay. Khalees and Randuin have both come closer and are watching what has happened.
As sorry, may I say
Yeah, go for it.
before my senses have fully returned, just as I feel that foreign willpower slip away, Matt does say, "And you won't be the last."
That's a little ominous. How you feel, buddy?
I feel great, Randuin. I feel like I was right.
Okay, yeah, that guy wouldn't know my name, so this is probably Matt.
Oh, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, what did you find out?
I found out that the Second Inquisition is trying to kill Mikhail's wife, and that's why they're in town. I found out that there might be a mole in the Camarilla Council, and I found out that the reason I just ate one of my oldest friends is because he had a leak, and that's what got the Second Inquisition led here in the first place.
I don't understand why they would want anything to do with her.
Neither do I. I just know that according to everything he learned, the reason they're here is they want to kill her. Something she did back east. That's all he said. That's all he knew.
It still doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
When has anything made sense in the last 2 months?
Wait, did they say specifically that it was? Gotta get their name. God, sorry. That it
Miriam?
was Miriam, or did they just say a vampire from back east?
Well, unless I'm mistaken,
She's the
Miriam
only
was,
Lysandra.
Miriam was the one who convinced Lorum to turn Mikhail, yes? To embrace Mikhail.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the criteria given. The vampire that convinced Lorum to embrace Mikhail.
Then what did he have to do with Lorum? Why was Lorum bloodbound to him?
She wasn't.
She wasn't.
She was bloodbound to the one in Portland.
That's the
Oh,
other
fucking, never mind. Fucking.
Sorry. I know it's a
I
little
can't-
confusing. I'm
Just
sorry.
ignore me. No,
You're
it's fine.
okay.
You're
No,
fine.
You're okay.
You're
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
The Primogens are confused.
Yeah.
There's too many
Yeah.
of
There's too
them.
many Primogens. I'm sorry
It's like
for.
there's one in every city for some reason. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
I'm sorry. You are okay.
On the upside, I have a new house now.
I mean, that is certainly a bonus.
Also a butler, Charles.
Kind of looks at you. Ah. Yes, sir.
He called me sir. That feels cool.
Do you have a name
Nothing.
that you prefer outside of sir if that's not so suiting to your taste?
Stick with sir for the first week, but after that, I think it'll get old. Then just stick with Matt.
Very well, so.
All right. Ooh, I have a lot of adrenaline right now. That's a weird feeling. Or maybe that's all the extra blood.
River
yeah.
just silently gets up and starts moving towards the door.
River, let me have my moment, and then I will get serious.
What do you think I'm doing?
All right.
And River continues.
All right.
So, like, how did it go? I guess?
Like it just happened in blink and eye.
Well, it was like you said. He overestimated himself, and he underestimated me.
At that point, Mikhail's also gonna get up and leave.
Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of apparent now, but like at the same time, like I thought you guys said you were friends. Like, wouldn't he have known that you'd be able to like, you know, pull through?
No, here's the thing, Randy. I've never done anything important. I've done things that mattered to me. I've done things that mattered to a few people I care about. But I've never done anything important. And since I became Kindred, that hasn't changed. I've kept low. I've known who to talk to. I've kept my head above water, gathered enough to have more than I need. But I never drew attention to myself. Me and Max would sit over drinks. We'd talk about ways the world had changed. Talk about stocks. Small talk. Keeping ourselves busy while we circled the drain of eternity. But he never really got a feel for the real me, which is the desperate, yawning, slavering beast that refuses to slip over the cliff. That's the me that only lives inside. And that's the one that ate him. And in that way, most people underestimate me, Randy. And that's why I win.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, but do you still feel like you're that now?
Absolutely. And frankly, out of this whole situation, the confidence that it went completely right is the only thing that concerns me.
Can I go ahead and do an insight check on that?
Sure, you can roll me a wits insight. Are you hiding anything, Matt?
I'm being entirely honest.
Okay.
The fact that that went perfectly does scare Matt.
I would like to let you know from a GM perspective, I rolled 9 dice and got 5 successes. 5 straight successes.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm a little bitter about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like,
Damn.
like I
I-
feel like I'm trusted in this Chili's that I don't cheat on dice rolls.
So yeah, that's what I'm about. And I
Still, 10 successes on like.
That
Yes.
that was
the big
insane.
thing.
well, it was more so
Yeah.
us wanting to see because I wanted to see it. Like,
yeah,
that's
we were all just
insane.
hyped about it, I think.
I was so worried we were gonna lose Matt.
I was so
Yeah.
scared that I was gonna have to retire, Matt. I love him so much.
At 5 humanity, though, you definitely are at a point where you have changed. So I did post what it means when you're at 5 humanity
So-
Yeah.
in the Discord.
I got 4 successes on the insight
Okay.
thing. But I will say I know that he's not lying, but it's
Mhm.
more so if I can discern that there's a change in his demeanor.
There is a fundamental change in
A mechanical.
a part of him that used to be there is oddly quiet now, and it's in the subtleties of how he speaks and the way he moves and the way he treats people.
Be careful, Matt. You're starting to sound a little megalomania. A little bit of a megalomania. Eventually.
I've been around for 800 years. I think I'm entitled to a little high horse.
That doesn't sound like Matt.
Oh, but it is not.
I mean, like old Matt. But
Here's the thing. When you Diablo-rise, you change.
Change
Better.
is a natural part of life.
For better or for worse, you are changed.
You're different every second than the person you were the second before. We're always changing.
Oh no, Matt's fucked.
yeah, no, like I can already feel it. It's so weird.
So, dear Randall, as much as it seems strange, this is going to be the new norm. It was Matt's choice.
Don't worry, Randy. I still like you.
Nobody said anything about that. That's very random. I'm now concerned, and I wasn't before.
Well, I better go see how good Michaela are doing. Matt, no offense. I think you should revel for a little bit longer.
I was planning on it, but I'm very delighted that I have you're okay.
Perhaps,
All right, Randy's
perhaps
gonna
you
walk
should
away.
perhaps you should sit in the cushy chair and turn towards the window, and when we return, you can do this stuff.
Sounds brooding. Randy, wait, you want to see my new house with me?
I mean, okay.
Come on.
I'm going to go and make sure that River and Mikhail,
I'm like halfway towards
their
the door
respect-
at this point.
in
where they
respect to
turn
their
me
own
around.
personal issues that are stemming from this.
Randy turns around and Matt has rapid reflexes over and has his arm around Randy's shoulder. Come on, it's weird and old. You'll love it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Mikhail, do you attempt to catch up to River? I know you left a short while after they did.
He wasn't going to catch up with River.
Okay.
I think he knows based on what he caught from River in their previous conversation that River is kind of dealing with a lot of things in regards to Matt on a different level from the things that he's dealing with what just happened, because he's now had to deal with 2 diableries just happening, and he's really not okay with this kind of flippant way of dealing with death and murder and stuff like that. Again, he's acting very human, and the whole Inquisition thing, it pokes something. So maybe he's sending somebody a text to see if they have any information yet. I don't know.
Maybe they are. And maybe
Okay.
is River waiting for Mikhail?
At some point, River noticed that someone was probably following them.
Well, I don't think it was more following. I mean, he's just also walking out.
As soon as River sees Mikhail, they'll say, "You okay?"
Doesn't even look up from his phone. He'll say, "Not entirely, no. I don't exactly, I'm not going to condone megalomania in any way, shape, or form." He just keeps texting.
You get a response back, Mikhail. I think I'm onto something. It's kind of recent. I'll let you know when I have no more. I have more.
K. It's like K, period, having another bad night, period.
I didn't want to. You know.
It's just the simple fact that she had to die in the first place is what bothers me. And the fact that Matt was grinning from ear to ear, holding an axe, waiting at the chance opportunity to murder somebody, is concerning. I'm not saying that what you did was done maliciously, but I can't say I exactly condone what is happening. And you might just tell me that this is just what kindred do. And frankly, I don't agree with you. He just kind of pockets his phone.
I was going to say that I wish I still had that sort of moral strength. Don't lose it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna, I don't know, wander off somewhere for a little bit.
He kind of pats his pocket and he goes, "River, you do realize that that is a choice that you can make, yes? Just because you leave the light doesn't mean that you don't have to stay away from it."
You have no idea how many people I want to hold and hug and enjoy whatever last little bits of life that they have. You have no idea
I do.
what I've had to give up.
Oh, I do know. Because I
Oh,
just
do
sent,
you?
I sent my son away, yes, knowing fully well that I can't go and see him or any of the rest of my family.
If you go through this whole humanity thing and you
I am
somehow return to
going-
the light, if you do, you have a chance. Congratulations.
It's not doing it just for me. He goes over to you, and it's not intimidating because he's a string bean, but he's still taller than you. And he gently prods at your chest. He goes, I'm doing it for all of you. I'm doing it for Miriam. I'm doing it for you. If there are people like him or Khalees, he kind of nods his head off, back down the hallway. And if they choose to stay in the darkness, they can. But I'm going to change something. I'm going to change it for everyone.
Well, I hope you survive long enough to see it. And River just walks off.
I think as River is walking off is when Khalees makes his way out to see
Hello.
River walking away from Mikhail as Mikhail watches them leave.
It can take them a while to get the hang of the match.
I think that's going to be a problem that all of us are going to have to deal with one way or another.
It's an adjustment period. Yes. You don't want that.
I don't like any of this. And Mikhail will go on a second rant like he did with River.
You don't like it. I understand.
Those people that we trapped, I don't care if you call them ghouls, they're still mortal. I thought that they had to die because of some sort of game that this Primogen came up with. They were intending for this to happen in the first place. And he kind of gestures back down the hallway. Otherwise, there would have been some other shoe that would have dropped. So then why did they have to die?
Because
It's kindred society, yeah, I know.
if they didn't die, you would be dead. And then you would not be able to come up with your cure
Why would I be dead?
because you're part of this.
I wish I wasn't.
But you are.
All I am is an inconvenience. Khalees, I know that you tell me that you want to see Gehenna happen, and that Thinders are supposed to be some sort of calling of it. I don't want to be part of it.
There.
If you must.
If you intend to do what you want to do, you need to be safe doing it.
I don't have a choice, Khalees.
No. Listen to me. It's not. If you want to do what you want to do, you need to survive. And in order to survive in kindred society, sometimes you need to play by their rules. And if you have intentions of being insubordinate or to maintain a level of subterfuge so you can undermine it, you still need to sometimes survive.
What do you think I'm doing?
You are not doing a very good job.
I'm also practically in private. I didn't say a word while they were having their conversation. I didn't say a word when Lauren was murdered. I didn't say a word to the prince. I kept my head down. I didn't make a fuss at the farm. What exactly am I doing that's insubordinate? Other than putting my foot down.
If you want your coterie to help protect you, you're going to have to tolerate your coterie. Everybody has their reasons for staying in kindred. And everybody has their reasons for wanting to leave. I would not challenge why River wants to stay. Kindred, just like I would not challenge Matt's desire to be seen as something more than a grunt. Accept them for all their flaws, and accept them for all the burrs that are on their personalities and on their skin. Because they're the only people who are
He holds up a hand to you when you kind of go off on that, and he says, "If you're expecting me to just maintain status quo, yes, I can do that.
Are you?
I'm allowed to have my feelings, Grace.
Yes, you can.
And if they are things that are an annoyance to you,
It's not a no.
then I'll simply keep them to myself.
It's not.
Because clearly, Kindred are all about keeping secrets. I'll tolerate what I need to. I'll do what I can to survive. And I'll work on my cure. But you will not change my opinion
I'm not
of my
trying-
moral standing.
I am not trying to change your opinion.
You are telling me to look the other way, the fact that they just blatantly went ahead and killed.
Because if you didn't, it would be an issue in the greater scheme of things.
Right. So again, I can maintain status quo. But I don't have to not care.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Maybe it's a difference of race. Kindred versus human. Thank you.
Still not the greatest
Yeah.
way to phrase it. Not the best way to
Yeah.
phrase it.
I'm sorry.
Maybe a difference of clan.
I don't know, because Thin Bloods aren't really a clan.
They technically are.
No, not a great look.
Mm,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Forget that I said that.
Okay. We'll
Um,
nix that from the conversation.
after whenever this scene is finished, I would like to do a scene with Randy.
Okay.
Never mind. Never mind. You will survive. Maintain the status quo. But if you want to find a different way, a different form of people, you're not going to find other kindred that are not going to be killers and murderers and diablerizers. The Anax exist, the Sabbat exists, and they have different feelings just like the humanity. But they are all kindred and they are all killers and they are all similar. And if you want to work with them, you're going to have to accept it, I guess. I want to help you. I want to see this through. But don't look at me like I'm your enemy. I'm not.
I suppose that's that.
Okay,
All right.
that's that.
Matt and Randuin taking a tour of the mansion that has been.
And this was like an old ass candelabra.
We've
What do you-
we've gone through a few rooms at this point.
So, like, how do you know what any of this is? This isn't your house. Or, well, I guess it is, but it, like, just became your house? So, like,
I've been here before
oh.
many times.
Okay.
Max actually gave me the tour of the house twice. He forgot.
Oh.
He
Okay,
was
so now you want your turn. Okay, that makes sense.
well. Also, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of needed to walk it off, you know.
If I'm being honest with you, Matt, I couldn't imagine you chilling up in this old place watching Looney Tunes on the top floor. Just doesn't feel like Matt to me.
I can't imagine it either, Andy. Ugh. And he kind of like slumps into a chair and drops his
It's
head into his
cushy.
hands.
It's velvet.
This chair is too fucking soft. I feel like I'm gonna fall onto the floor.
Okay. Is that a? I mean, I guess.
It's a veteran thing. Look,
I know that things are different now because of what happened. I'm just trying to feel out what's different and how I feel about it.
I'm still me, Randy.
As you just said, you're
No,
not the same you as you was a second ago,
I know
or were.
what I said. Yeah, and I know how I said it. Some of that was for Khalees's benefit, but I'm still me. And I still remember why I'm doing this. I don't feel different.
Well, you
And-
certainly should.
I know. That's what scares me. You know? You know that feeling when nothing's wrong and it's terrifying?
No, I don't know that feeling.
Yeah, that's fair. I know pretty much every second of your life and something's been wrong every second.
Well, I guess wrong would be not quite the right term, but there's always been things that need to get done or things that you need to do, you know.
Yeah,
Whether
it's not.
from your own or from someone else.
Yeah. It's not that there's nothing left to do. In a way, this was the start. This whole thing, the reason I'm here is they almost got us, Randy. Do you realize that? They almost got us. It had been so long since someone got close. And
I mean, I don't really know how long it's been, but I mean, for us, it was like we hung out for like a week, and then we were like, "Oh, this place is great," and then like half of our friends were staked, and then the place that we called our base exploded, and it's just like, you know, I've come to learn that nothing ever stays the same. Even though everybody seems to be trying to make it stay the same. I don't know. Just
Or
doesn't
wish.
seem that much different from what I'm used to.
I want to tell you this, Randy, because there have been a lot of points where I think you and I had the least idea of what was going on. And I'm tired of that.
I mean, I feel like I know a little bit of what's going on, but I don't think I know much more than anybody else. Or less. But I know what I want to do, and I know why I want to do it. And I have a pretty good idea of the steps that need to be taken to get there. But I've got one question for you before I answer your little monologue that's going on.
That's fair. You keep interrupting
Now
it,
that
but like you ask good questions. No, you ask good questions. I like it. It feels like more of a back and forth.
So, like, now that you know how this feels, and I know that you're still figuring it out, would you still go through with it?
If I could go back to 30 minutes ago before I had done this,
Yeah.
would I
and
do it again?
Just snap his neck and walk away. Would you?
I'd do it again. Not because I enjoy it, but because the reason I did it hasn't changed.
That's fair. That's all I really needed to know.
I'm going to... The Second Inquisition is hunting us because they're afraid of us. Because they think we're abominations and monsters and things to be feared and murdered. And I'm gonna stand in the shadows from the top of my ostentatious new high perch. And I'm going to reach down and grab all of the strings that Maximilian left on his marionette's bar. And I'm going to pull them and make those shadows dance and remind the Second Inquisition of every reason why they're right and why they should be afraid.
Goes that 5 humanity just.
And that's always been the plan, and it's still me. I still care about you. I said I still like you before. I still care about you. I still care about River. I still want Mikhail to be safe in what he's doing. The other side, the idea of retaining a shred of what makes me human may seem less realistic. So I can't say I agree with it as much as I may have half an hour ago. But what hasn't changed is I believe he has the right to try. And I believe it's my job to make sure that no one can threaten him while he's doing it.
Well, then I guess we have at least one common goal. Yes.
What's that, Randy?
I'm definitely going to see this through to the end, as long as I survive. And I want to help Mikhail help himself with this situation and learning everything. Not just finding the cure, but finding out if they actually want to make the cure. Even if it doesn't exist, I want them to come to that realization themselves, but I'm going to help them any way they can and see what we can learn along the way.
Matt nods at that, and he gets up and he looks Randuin in the eye. I underestimated you, Randy. And I like that about you. I like that you exceeded my expectations. It reminds me of me.
There goes that venture coming out.
I always thought it, but right now I feel... I don't want to say detached. You know, I just survived a duel for my soul, and I guess right now I feel like I've got nothing to lose.
I feel like you have a lot more to lose right now than you did before.
Oh, you're right, but I'm just kind of enjoying the feeling while it lasts. But one more thing before I yield the floor. One thing I think I've proved tonight is I know how to stay alive. And your sire dropped you off on my door, and it seems increasingly likely that they had no intention of picking you up again. So I'm going to make sure that you know how to survive too. Because one way or another, I'm not going to be here forever. And I'd like to see you rack up a similar record to mine.
A record of not doing anything important until it's really important.
You have too much of an ability to bumble into extraordinary circumstances to keep your head under the radar that long.
I mean, you call it bumbling. I call it research.
It's the same thing. It's about how you carry yourself.
Well, I know who I am, and I know I'm not willing to lose that.
Then we have another thing in common, I'd say.
All I'm saying is I definitely couldn't do what you just did. I wouldn't let myself.
That's bold. Bold to say that to me right now.
I'm not saying that what you did was a bad decision. I'm just saying that I wouldn't do it.
That's fair.
You know, when you go your whole life learning one thing and it gets ripped away from you in one day, you kind of learn to cling on to what you can. I wouldn't risk that.
That's fair. You and I have grown clinging on to very different things. And I've lost a lot more. But it's possible that if you had lived as long as me, you still wouldn't do it. And that's fair. You're not me. And that's good.
Yeah, it'd be weird if there were two gruff individuals watching Looney Tunes in this town.
Yeah, and it'd also be weird if there were two guys named Randy wearing capes.
Hey, I mean, you're not wrong. Speaking of which, I need to go get another one at some point.
Well, for the meantime, let's figure out where the rest of our coterie went and maybe get out of this house. It smells like money.
Money that you have.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you know, if you need somebody to like manage your new funds because now you essentially own all this stuff, I definitely am really good at accounting. I can make sure that everything's kind of squared away. Stocks, bonds.
Oh no, Matt knows how to handle money.
I mean, if it's just too stressful.
If you need a financial advisor, you know,
If you just need someone to hold the money for you, maybe smell it.
in an offshore bank account.
Is Khalees the Anya of our group?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
As someone who actually doesn't know what this means.
I'll just fade back into silence and obscurity. It's cool.
I mean, River, real quick, I need you to make me a wits and awareness.
Huh?
I need River to roll for me a wits and awareness.
What's some wages?
One success.
One success. It's a quick moment before you realize that you're not walking alone. Someone who, after you do a double take, you realize probably is not an immediate threat, unless the sheriff of the Camarilla has changed allegiances rather quickly. He stepped out of a shadow, but not in the way that Miriam does.
Or Joser.
Or Joser. Or hell, even a Nos. It was almost just like he was standing still or something. You're not quite sure. Well, you know that he wasn't there a moment ago, but he was walking along right beside you like he's always been there. He hasn't said anything yet. He's just walking.
How may I assist you, my sheriff?
Is the blood hunt reached a conclusion?
It has.
Very well. Was a robbery committed? This is purely out of interest and not an ask of a wrongdoing.
Yes. Matthew Rontag performed the diablerie and succeeded.
Very well. I shall let our prince know How are you feeling?
That is a complicated question, and it is odd that it is.
We live in complicated times.
I'll adapt. I always have.
Adapt like a chameleon.
How do you mean, Sheriff?
You mask yourself in whatever environment you find, but you still only eat certain types of things, and you can still only run so far and be so still. And if your food supply runs out, you will have to move on. Otherwise, something bigger will hunt you down. Hell, even if the supply is good, something bigger could hunt you down. And you just have to be still.
Is there something is there something you are implying, Sheriff?
My question is, how do you plan to adapt to something that you've never seen before?
I suppose that I will have to do so in the interim when that moment happens.
The moment's
Because there have
already
been a
happened.
lot of things that I've seen in these past few nights that I hadn't seen before.
And how have you handled those?
I'm still alive. Or rather, existing.
Undead, as we all are. Well, hopefully your ability to adapt will not fail you, and when it is needed next.
There seems to be another player on the board.
Can
A
you tell me
Sombra named Joser.
the Sombra named Joser? So there's two in this town?
It seemed that he followed me to scope out the competition, in his words.
Sounds very
I've gotten
Sombra
pretty
then.
okay at seeing when the shadows shift.
You get an eye for it, especially one with visions like you've got. Or vision like you've got. I don't want to mislabel you as a Malkavian. They have their own visions. Those are far worse than anything you can see. Well, good luck.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I will be by to collect what you have in your file.
Once I update it.
Tomorrow
Tonight's
evening,
proceedings. Different place.
Apologies, everyone. I gotta run real quick.
different place. Alright. I'll be by probably shortly after dusk. Get it taken care of early.
Understood.
You at the warehouse?
Yes. I still haven't gotten confirmation that my former apartment is safe.
Should be. I've had the Scourge keeping an eye out. She's not made word if there has been something. Then
Still,
again,
it's a
I've also
good
not heard
thing
from
that-
her in 3 nights.
Is that unusual, Sheriff?
For his longest. That was when she decided to make a unsolicited trip to Seattle for fun. Random Anarchs. It's been better. It's been worse. So we'll see. Can't tell if it's a deep ruse or something weird like that, or maybe she's out having a night on the town, or nights on the town.
Even a scourge deserves to let loose. Here and there.
There's your Toreador. I was thinking you'd lost it. Right. I'll be by tomorrow to pick up the files.
Understood.
Once I do, destroy any evidence of it. Physical or digital.
In that case, River takes off their bracelet and hands it to the sheriff. It hasn't been updated yet, but this is all I have.
Very well. I will make note. Are you lying to the sheriff?
No.
Okay.
River has not had a chance to update it from the past few nights, but River's not lying to the sheriff.
Very well. He looks at you and goes, very good. Thank you for looking into this for us.
Of course.
And I'll let you know if we need to start it again. But for now, we're trying to minimize what footprint we do have. And as you take a couple more steps, you realize that wherever the sheriff went, he's gone.
Okay, then. And River walks back to the manor.
Okay. Mikhail and Khalees, after your conversation, do either of you depart to the manor, the mansion?
Well, I might be calling Duke to get a ride, especially if we're not leaving right away, but also because I anticipate that we probably need separate rooms or separate cars because of moods.
That seems reasonable. Duke is, of course, available and willing to give you a ride. He's on his way.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're good.
No worries. No worries.
You're fine.
Mikhail,
Don't worry about it.
are you also still awaiting at the manor?
Yeah, I think if we all kind of came over in either one or two cars, then he can't exactly get his own car to go back. But are we supposed to be staying here for the day, or?
That is up to you. You have time to go back to the warehouse haven if you wish to. You could also crash here for the night if you want. It is a conversation that you all can have or not have and make your own decisions. There's plenty of room for day sleep here and obviously at the haven. As you're awaiting your ride, Khalees, and Mikhail, you're waiting for probably Matt and Randuin to return from wherever they are, if they're returning.
I guess so. I don't have a lot of options here, so
I think after like a couple minutes after Khalees calls Duke for the ride, I think Matt and Randy exit the manor as they were choosing to do so, because I see all of these conversations kind of happening almost in tandem. So
Yeah.
they would wrap up around the same time.
Mhm.
So Matt and Randy come out the front doors to the manor. Charles following them and standing at the front, outside the front door.
Charles,
Yes, sir.
if anyone besides Theodore comes, let me know.
Understood. If Theodore does arrive.
Don't worry about that. He'll be here.
Right. Should I give him full reign? Restricted.
Yes.
Sir?
Full reign.
Very well. All right. I shall see you off then. Have
Yes.
a good evening, sir, and your guests.
Thank you, Charles.
Bows slightly and then heads back inside.
Mikhail, did everyone else leave?
Khalees is still standing there, and River is currently not present.
I don't know exactly where River went, but Khalees is waiting for Duke.
All right. Well, River is off brooding.
Can you
That's
blame them?
no. I was just thinking out loud. No, they need their time. No, that's fair. Khalees will meet you back at the Haven then.
Yes, I suppose we will.
All right. Hop in, Mikhail. I'll pick up ice cream on the way.
He just kind of slow blinks at that, and he's like, I suppose I can eat ice cream before he gets in.
Gosh, I wish that were me.
And the three of you pile into Matt's car. And I think, River, by the time you arrive, it is only Khalees who is waiting for Duke. Waiting out there.
Hello, Khalees.
Huh?
I suppose the others have left.
You weren't here. But
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? So sorry.
you weren't here.
Just need a
A
bit of
moment.
fresh air.
Yes. As you know.
Mm.
You hear the sound of a quiet engine pull up as Duke rounds into the manor.
Well, are you going
May
to
I?
stay here? Oh. Then come. Come.
Both pile in
River gets into the car.
to the Haven, sir.
I imagine I'd want to drive around just a little bit, enjoy the evening for what it's worth.
Very well. Any particular area you'd like to see, miss?
I need to hunt.
Very well.
If you need to hunt, I can make my own way back.
No, join me.
Duke would know, but for the sake of myself, where does Khalees like to hunt in Amberville?
Khalees is a seduction predator type,
Okay.
or the
So-
siren predator type.
Gotcha.
So, and I feel like a Toreador would definitely have.
Could I make a rouse check for Blush of Life?
You certainly may.
Success.
Marvelous. He takes down to the nightclub district.
Bar, nightclub, what have you.
There's a row of nightclubs and bars. It's in the middle of sort of the nicer part of downtown. They're kind of considered more upscale, but definitely where Duke knows you'll be able to find something given your...
Proclivities.
Yes. He slows down the car to a stop. Shall I keep the engine running? Are we taking this to go?
Perhaps not.
Very well.
I'll let you know.
Sounds good. I'll be waiting.
This is more your style, right?
Hmm.
This is
And
more your
River-
style.
River kind of gets out of the car. That's a start.
The music is bumping in the nightclub. And there are many individuals, plenty that fit your type. Who do you wish to go for?
Could I? Let me look up a roll real quick.
Okay. What kind of role are you looking up?
Bloodhound.
Bloodhound. And Khalees, are you looking for whomever?
I'm using this as a moment to bond. So I'm following River's lead.
Very well.
Oof, wrong night for that. It's a resolve awareness test at difficulty 3.
Sorry?
Increase difficulty for perfume or distance, lower it for more intimate contact. Okay. I
assume Bloodhound is looking for resonance, correct?
yes.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure.
Bloodhound is being able to smell it.
Yeah, that's more. That's.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So.
I am looking for.
What roll you need to make for Bloodhound?
No. Resonance.
What kind of resonance do you want? You want sanguine, which is generally the one of, a happier,
Sexy
humor
times.
and also involved in.
Are you trying to level up presence?
What are you looking for outside of?
Or are you trying to raise up your aspects?
Decisions, choices. It would be. I will be looking for sanguine resonance.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead and make me your roll for Bloodhound.
It's resolve.
Resolve and awareness.
Cool. Okay, that is one success.
One success.
Khalees got 3.
It's not a crit. It's it's a
It's-
critical success on the hunger die, but it's not a crit. I only have one success.
Gotcha. If you only have one success, it's just one success on the hunger die, which is fine.
Yep.
Let's see. You're able to find plenty of sanguine around you. It's more taking your pick out of the options. You see plenty of people both in and out of the VIP lounge that's in this nightclub, just having a great time. There are individuals that are close with one another and, in the process of dancing, trying to figure out whether or not they want to go home with them. That sort of thing. Mainly, it's who do you wish to have?
Take your pick.
Whoa,
Oh.
the cameras just went
Yeah.
wonky for a
Sorry,
sec.
I forgot I hadn't popped out chat yet, so I had to pull it out.
Okay, no worries. I am just a taller gentleman, just sort of like dancing by himself and sort of like enjoying the night.
You find a taller gentleman. He's dancing alone in a rough sense. He's got a group of friends around him, but nobody's really for him. You get the feeling he probably won't be missed if you were to pull him away for a while. He immediately kind of takes to you as you are alive. Are you using any other sort of powers in the process, or?
No.
Okay. Doesn't take long, but he finds you very attractive and chooses to continue to dance with you. Khalees, you are very refined. Is there a specific kind of person you're looking for outside of this?
No. I'm going to be using Silence of Death to be completely quiet while I'm watching River hunt.
Okay. And like a ghost and a shadow following a person as they walk.
Like a Banu Hakim.
I like a Banu Hakim.
Hee.
Where do you wish to take this individual, River?
A quiet spot, one of like the lowly lit tables,
They've got a few
or booth.
a few booths that kind of dot the outside of this dance floor. Some that are kind of underneath a set of staircases that lead up to another dance floor on the second floor, it looks like, or something up there, maybe another bar as well. And he follows you over and kind of sits across from you and goes, "Hey, what's your name?"
Paige.
"Nice to meet you. I'm Dimitri."
Lovely to meet you too, Dimitri.
Say, you're not from around here, are you?
Well, tonight, all that matters is that I'm all yours.
Kind of thinks about it for a moment. Then do you want to grab something to eat? I'm starving. Let's get out of here.
Oh, they want to grab something to eat, all right.
It's funny because it happens.
Yes, thank
I think
you.
You've got a bit of a better idea. And River just sort of leans in, just sort of starts lightly kissing the neck, and Dimitri's neck.
He's
Fingers sort of playing with his hair. Could I? Now, I know on our character sheets, our predator types have certain roles. Like,
yes.
on them. I don't know, but for Siren,
Let me see.
it's charisma and subterfuge. I don't know if that's actually in the book.
It just means that you get those. You can have those specialties
Yeah.
automatically, and your predator type is always going to be what you are inclined to do, not necessarily what you have to do. It's just like your inclination. So
I want to lull him into a sense of security where he doesn't think about his stomach for the moment. He thinks about something else.
That's pretty easy to do. Men are pretty easy to change what they're want from moment to moment.
Hey. Yeah.
Men are easy.
Speaking from experience, my dude.
No, I just felt like there needed to be a hey in there.
That's valid.
Hey,
Hey!
you're right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks. I mean, we could always get something to go and take it back to my place.
River doesn't answer to that. Just a light chuckle.
I mean, I find it rude not to at least take someone out a little bit. But that's
What?
me.
Wine and dine me, jeez.
I will say for the sake of things, you're able to get what you want from him.
I mean, I'm at hunger one, so I just want to taste.
When do you choose to have that taste?
After his conversation about going out to eat slows.
Okay.
In that perfect moment of, I'm not thinking about what I just said. I'm only here in the moment. And that's where River has that taste. Of course, cleaning up after themselves.
Naturally. You take a bite, and it's full of obvious chemicals that have entered his bloodstream. He's probably at least tipsy, given his build and height. But that sanguine taste is very exquisite. Nice and refined. Whatever he's been drinking has not been cheap.
When it comes to resonance, I need to roll how strong it is, right?
If you want to use it, yes.
use it as like experience.
Yeah. If you wish to use it, you will roll for it.
I believe I intend on using it.
Then you do need to make a roll for me.
Okay. I'm looking in the book like just.
Yeah, no. I'm also looking.
Where is it?
I'm looking
Where's the rest of it? Instead of calmly just looking at the appendix. Okay.
Potency. Not what I'm after.
So the temperament. I have to roll a d10. I know the resonance. I would have to roll a d10 to get the temperament, right?
Yes. So make a d10 roll for me, and that is how much you can pull from it.
Coolio.
Yeah.
Oh, I need that. I need to roll an actual d10 instead of a regular die.
Yeah, you gotta roll a number d10.
Oopsie doodle. That is a 10. And I believe it's intense, but potentially acute. I need to roll again.
Yes.
That's a 5, so it's intense.
Okay, cool. It is intense. We can work out what it is off screen because I know we're getting late and we're gonna wrap up the scene. So after you take the bite, do you stay or do you leave?
I let that moment of pleasure coming from the kiss, like, wash over him and distract him, and then I just slip out into the night.
You leave him there, sitting at the table, wondering where you went. Kuis, I assume, follows. And as you both get back into Duke's car, I think that's where this scene ends, and tonight's session comes to a close. So thank you very much for watching. Real quick, let's go around to say who we are, where we're from, so that way we can sign off, because I know Matt needs to go to bed. At least Nate does. Matt is probably up for the rest of the evening. But I'm gonna go reverse.
I don't know if Matt sleeps that day.
Well, Matt has to. It's not a choice.
He has to.
Oh right, yeah.
All right, vampires.
Yeah.
After you've completely and utterly demolished and drank from another vampire. Yeah, day sleep. Yeah.
I can pull it all day. Jeez.
So it's Caleb, and we'll go around real quick and see.
Hello, my name is Caleb Wade from Crendamenta Presents and Guild of the Phoenix. I play River Marlowe, who is conflicted but adapting. You can find me at my Twitter handle down below, and you can also find my gameplay stuff on YouTube at Crendamenta Presents. Haven't recorded a lot, but some games came out, and I really want to explore them soon. Also, I'm hoping to do something special for Halloween. I don't know yet. You can find me every Sunday playing Quiet Season 2 and Shadow's Embrace. And yeah, love each other and stay hydrated. And stay safe.
Julian.
Hello. I am Julian, and I have played Mikhail, who is taking longer to adapt, but maybe if we have a time jump, he'll be a little bit more adjusted. Next time we
will, because we're getting a good point for it.
Oh, yeah, it's a perfect point. I'm so
Every
glad.
Every 5 episodes, we'll have a time jump.
I don't think that's the president we're trying to send, but sure, whatever.
We just come back. Well, Matt's dead. All that character development was for nothing.
What do you mean River has
dead.
blue hair now?
No.
I have 3 more children. No, but hi. Yeah, I played Mikhail. Very interesting session. A lot more questions and more mystery to be afoot. So I look forward to getting into all that. You can catch me over at Jackal and Hare on Mondays and Fridays, where we have my VTM V5 game, which isn't going to be this week. It's going to be next Friday, but that'll be a cool Friday because Caleb's going to be guesting with
me? Yes, me.
With a I want you to say his name in the accent.
Oleska Antonov.
I love it. A beautiful Malkavian that's gonna shake someone's brain cage, aka Fitz. But you can also find me on Marine of One's channel. Are we meeting this Tuesday?
I plan to if we can.
Okay, cool. You can see me over there for Parsling's Conjunction Junction, where I play a dad who isn't really a dad. He's not really a person, but he thinks he's a dad, and that's all that really matters.
And we
So.
figure out what their function is.
Coffee. So far, coffee is his function, and buttered croissants. But yeah, that's it.
Shane, Randuin.
Hi, I'm Shane. Randuin is just figuring stuff out right now, but also acting like they figured everything out. Yeah, you can find me at Reign of One, as well as Smunchy Games on Saturdays, and here on Thursdays and every other Sunday, as well as sometime in the distant future, probably in a couple months, over on Jacqueline Hare.
We like kind of planned it out, and it was like March. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
gonna be a
it's
while
2020.
away.
Next week is the distant future.
That
Yeah.
is true, but I mean the actual distant future, like.
Yeah.
But it'll be rad. I've got a lot of people that are excited about the character. So,
Very fun.
anyways, yeah, you find me all the time. I'm all over the internet. It's a problem.
Horrible.
Pierre Bloom. Nate. First
Hi,
of all, keeping up,
I-
and I'm sorry.
I am Nathan. I can be found on the Twitters at Chianate3000 and here playing this game. If you don't want to hear about this game and all of my feelings about my gangrel boy Matt, don't follow me. This is all I'm going to be tweeting about for a week. And as for real life stuff, also I designed a game. It's called Hamsters in Space, and you can find it as a pay what you want document on DriveThruRPG. And I am working on the physical release of the expanded rules of that game, which will be available on similar marketplaces when that comes out.
Nice.
And last, but certainly not least, Jesse.
Hello, I'm Jesse Eckler-Cleese, who is doing a think about the rest of the coterie. That's all. Oh, I am the other half of Jacqueline Hare, and I run Immortal Odyssey. I also run, I don't run any other games outside of Immortal Odyssey, but I do video produce. You know, I'm the producer for all the other games that happen, including Vampire Sneak, Disco, and on Gilded Tides, where we play games on that channel, so go check it out if you want to. I don't do anything else except hang out here. That's it. Which is fun.
I'm glad you find it fun.
And last but certainly not least.
I mean, I just work here. My name's
Stop
Tom.
it.
It's true though.
At least it's not your birthday, so we can't sing to you.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, like,
please.
can it be your birthday again?
No, it can't be my birthday again. It comes once a year, and I'm glad it's passed. We're moving on.
Foolish of you to think that I cannot sing to Fen on any other day.
I can and will mute you. No, I'm kidding. No. I'm Fen. You can find me here most days. It seems like eventually I'll be having a Monday stream. May have to change scheduling on that because of work things, because I might have a new day job because I can't quite pay the bills with this fancy.
Yay!
Which will be fun because it'll be more what I want to do with my life in terms of a steady day job in case this shit doesn't take off, which is fine if it doesn't because I'm just hanging out for a good time. But you can find me here on Thursdays where I play Parsling's Overture most weeks, except for last week we played a one-shot of Subway Runners. That game's bonkers. Check out the VOD for that.
It looked bonkers.
It was so,
It
so much
sounds
fun.
fun.
it's
Yeah,
so
it
much
sounds-
fun.
Dude,
It's
I
entirely
played as a
insane.
marsupial with hot pink hair.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's an amazing game. Cool one-shot. It's a great one-shot game because you can just dive into everything without having to actually come up with something.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Characters randomly generated. Missions are randomly generated. Entire thing is all random. That being said, outside of that, you can find me on Sundays here with either Shadow's Embrace, which you're watching this evening, or The Lovely Quiet Season 2, which most of our cast is here. as we dive into more of the lovely post loop problems of the 2000s. As the people go on a road trip, it's a great time.
And talk to coyotes out in the middle of the city.
Are we?
And find people that we thought we lost.
Yeah, people that may be gone that came back.
It's the people we lost along the way.
Can I plug?
Real treasure.
Can I plug something? Which I
Always
find
be plugging,
And
fan.
then-
Do it.
It's your channel, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug something. I don't know when its actual start date is, but I heard there's a new show coming here to the guild in the near future on Fridays in November. I
What
think.
on earth do you mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
what is
I
it?
think I heard this
What?
rumor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming on Fridays.
It's
in
a Scion
November.
game, right?
Oh my God, I love
pretty
Scion.
I'm pretty sure it's a Scion game. No, I'm kidding. It's
I'm
It is-
so glad that this is my last session.
Caleb will be going to space.
Caleb will return in Avengers Endgame.
I was hoping it was going to infuriate you enough to actually do it. So
But no, there is a new show coming on Fridays in November. We'll have more details about that outside of what you may have already seen over on the Twitters, but I won't spoil too much just yet. We'll have to pull it. But it's exciting, and I'm very stoked for it.
I heard a rather chaotic bard is going to be the GM. Of
Oh
the
yeah,
session.
I heard a very chaotic bar is going to be a GM in the session. I heard some people from some other cool places.
Yeah, I
that
can't
haven't
believe
been on
me is
here.
running a session.
But yeah,
No, you
it's
can't
gonna
say
be-
that. They're in the chat.
You can't. Are you kidding me? It's all of them. All of them are in the chat right now, and it's fine.
Gee, I wonder who.
Yeah. But no, it'll be really cool. There's some awesome people that are coming in for it, and I'm really excited to have more people on the stream. So that's coming in Fridays in November, and stay tuned for that. In theory, there's gonna be eventually a game on Mondays. I was supposed to start it like a month ago, and it just has not worked out, and it probably won't work.
It's
out for a
2020.
while.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's the year of
Nothing
everything.
works out.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not worried about it. But there's that. I would love. I'm also talking with more people about things, so that might be coming up soonish. I might have a new.
Oh, whoa.
I might be in another Sunday game in December before this one, or before whatever these ones come into.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to spend all of my day on Sundays in streams, and it's going to be great. Anyhow, I'm going to get off this. We're going to go raid somebody's channel because I dropped that bombshell, and everybody's going to be like, Fen, why are you doing this to yourself?
Ben, why are you
Anyway.
doing this to yourself?
All right, we're moving on.
Because
Thank you all-
Ben can.
Yeah,
why are
exactly.
you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Thank you very much for watching. I've been finishing. You've been hanging out with the Guild of the Phoenix people for Shadow's Embrace. We'll see you all not this week, but next Sunday after for another exciting episode of this show. If you want to check out more of us, feel free to follow on any of the social platforms that you find Guild of the Phoenix on. We
Join
also-
the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. There's a
Yeah,
Discord.
join
There's
the
a button.
Join the disco.
There's a button for the Discord. Heyo. Good pyramid. All right. Night, everybody.
Bye.